Hey and welcome back here on the Heroes channel. My name is Tozam, it hasn't changed luckily, and with me today we have 4 Division 6 Grand Finals. We do have, first of all, known for a lot of casting back a few seasons a while ago, and now Resident Sleeper in Division 7. Welcome, Josh.
Hello. And yeah, today's match is going to be interesting. That's probably the first match of Division 6 that I've casted in a few seasons. Maybe last play of Grand Finals, don't know. Either way.
And he's joined by one of the true pocket monsters. Skeezer, welcome.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Alright,
Lord.
First of all, let's have a look at the team stats.
Oh, right. So yeah, we do have a few teams playing today. Which one are we starting with?
First of all, we can actually look at the bracket, of course, because we don't know how the teams made it here. Looking at the bracket...
They won.
Wait, is there a multiple teams
Yes
playing
and no. Yes and no. Alright, for Division 6, we do have Clown Fury, Oopsie Daisy, Protector, Nexus, Banditas, Diddle, Nexorena, Clan Depression Session, and Hauki Gaming, and... It's not Hauki Gaming 2 times. Where did I mess up? Oh, it's a pizza bread.
Bye?
No.
If you forgot about them, then it doesn't matter, right?
It was the Breakfast Squad, sorry, it was the Breakfast Squad. On who lost to Hauki Gaming 3-0 in the first round, and then in the semifinals we saw the special Fury of Clowning, or Clown Fury as they're shortened here, against Matisse Stelnex winning with a 3-1. In the second semifinal we saw Rena Clan winning against Hauki Gaming 3-0, but sadly Rena Clan is unable to participate today after some unforeseen things happen, and therefore they're not able to play. But luckily Hauki Gaming, they're here to help us out and step up and show us if they can defeat the Clown Fury or not.
Yeah, it should be an interesting match. Looking forward to it.
I don't know. I'm having my doubts after noticing that match has not been as successful for Hauki Gaming as they probably wanted. But let's see. We don't have many chances to upset, and they will definitely be on the back foot, but potentially they might just challenge the specialty theory of Clownability.
It will be fine, Josh. It will be fine. Don't worry about it.
But now we can have a short look at the statistics of those teams. And looking therefore, Hauki Gaming, we do see a pick, which is very uncommon in those higher levels of leagues, but in this lower level league, he is always called to be a menace. It's the Kalfas with the most picked hero on their side. Then we also do see Anduin pretty high up the list. We saw him played a little bit earlier in Division 7. He has the pole as a safe button. He also does have Light from Boost, which is a great engage tool for the team. And last but not least, on the third spot, my boy, the Haka. He's also in those most picked heroes list.
Of course you have to bring up the Dihaka. Of course you do. Why wouldn't you?
And in terms of pocket picks for Hauki Gaming, they have played a little bit of Garage, they had great success with it, and then people started banning it out a little bit against them. But they also played some Deathwing, which we saw some great value from in the last Division 7, and the Nasibu is also a pick they've played a few times. And in terms of maps, Towers of Doom, which will actually be the first one where we go to, is the most played maps, because it's great. And then we also have Tomb of the Spider Queen and Cursed Hollow up the list. Anything special you want to say about those teams?
Both teams ended up pretty high in their respective in Division 6. Like, they're Team 2 and Team 3 in the final standings. So I do think it should be a very close match at the very least.
I have to point out that Gersh actually has 14 bans against him for against Hauki Gaming. So that is quite a number, actually. That's not necessarily in the high 20s range, where you see that a person is completely known for playing a pick and just getting denied every single time, but 14 is quite respectable. On the other hand, against the special theory of Clownability, there's 13 May bans, so that's also one to keep in mind. Speaking of special theory of Clownability, I'm not sure if we looked at their stats.
There we go. There we have the special Clown Fury. Special Fury of Clownability, or Clown Fury as we shorten them here, with the most picked hero being all three with 11 picks. Pretty decent win rate. Greyman, Sonia, and Varian. And right after those 3, we also have another 3 heroes with 3 times 10 picks. So a lot of priority on those heroes.
Oh,
Looking at
Lord.
those pocket picks, they're all melee assassins.
Indeed. So we might see something special coming up. The Alarak, Maiev, Zeratul always have been... If someone is good on them, they can be terrifying.
Indeed. On their most played maps, we have Towers of Doom, Battlefield of Eternity, and also Cursed Hollow. So only the middle map is different for either of these teams. So I do think that we will be seeing Towers of Doom... Well, Towers of Doom is our first map, and Cursed Hollow to pass the revenue at the very least. Review, not revenue. Well...
I mean, it's fun to see the teams plays the same style of map and prefers the same style of map, because that means that both teams get to show what they can do, because usually you don't really want to ban maps that your team is good at, which means that both teams get to play the things that they are good at, which means that we will probably have some very nice games.
Looking forward to it.
Indeed, and where we're gonna play those games, I hinted it before while we play our first map.
Oh, right, our first map is going to be on the Doom of the Towers. Is that right? I haven't been casting for a while.
Towers of Doom, indeed. We've ended with Towers of Doom in the previous series, and that was a blast to see that final match play out.
Oh, of course. On a map where you can't really lose without losing an objective, without losing a big fight, you definitely can mount up some very successful comebacks, and having that opportunity on the table sure will be great to keep the match intense right until the end. A perfect way to open up our series.
And looking at those bans from the teams, we do see Clown Fury removing Outright Pass and Tomb of the Spider Queen, so they do not like free things running down all those lanes. So if we go to a Garden of Terror, they have an issue. They do have a big issue. And then from the side of Hauki, I think Yosh will be really happy about it. We see it in the Fallen Shrines ban.
Yes!
But also his home has been banned for Sky Foundry.
Ah.
Interesting, because Clown Theory bans the most played map of Hauki Gaming, but Hauki Gaming decided to not ban that Battlefield of Eternity out of Clown Theory.
You don't necessarily want to ban the map your opponent plays the most, but rather the map where the difference in playing skill is the biggest. You want to ban the maps that are strongest for your opponents. It may be just that Battlefield of Eternity is much more available for their opponents rather than they are actually good at it.
Yeah, indeed. At the very least, we won't be having to see full Skya industry this time, which I'm glad about.
I mean, it is dark outside, so I'm not quite sure how they would be able to navigate throughout the map. It gets quite snowy in the dark. You can't really move anywhere. Just a lot of mist.
I mean, it is when you look out when I look outside my window, it is pretty dark. I agree, but there's so many people with the Christmas lightning everywhere, so you probably would find your way around.
Wait, you guys have Christmas? You guys get holidays? Oh lord. You should come to Russia. Here we have snow. Speaking of snow, speaking of drafts, we do have one of those starting right about now.
In the Towers of Doom game number 1, let's go into the draft.
And we do
Indeed. As we said, Special Theory of Clownability will be having first pick, so they will be needing to ban a hero first. Let's see if they go for the most played heroes on the Hauki Gaming, or if they go for, well, meta heroes.
I mean, Junkrat is a meta hero in the higher divisions. I don't think I see him too much down here, but definitely a hero that can bring a lot of damage and a lot of engagement. This is just all around annoying to the enemy team, so no surprise here, even though it's not necessarily the most played hero of Hauki Gaming.
Yeah, primarily that annoyance with traps everywhere, the traps following you around, and that chittering sound is just annoying. And a Stukov ban. Not too surprising to see that one go.
In the meantime, we
annoying,
have betting set up. !bet if you think Special Fury of Clownability or Clown Fury will win this game number 1. Or exclamation mark bet B if you think Hauki Gaming will take map number 1.
Meanwhile, we do have a Deathwing showing up in the bans alongside the Stukov. Deathwing is a scary hero. It's second most banned against Hauki Gaming with 9 bans throughout the season, so that is going double digits with this game. And we have seen how much Deathwing can bring to the team and how annihilating it can be in the last series, so no surprises here.
And an Anduin ban to finish off the first banning phase. It's interesting to see that one banned. Usually it's been in the most played heroes because it usually doesn't get banned and picked up. So now the Haka is open for special theory of clownability, snagging up that global.
Hauki Gaming already banning out 2 of the healers. How do you think, Josh, will they pick a healer themselves, or how will they what will they do with that?
I mean, we have talked about it during the draw show, and I guess my answer is now not needed anymore because Deckard has just been picked alongside Sonya, but the 3 most looked at healers in Division 6 and Division 7 were those Stukov, Brightwing, and Anduin. Usually it ended up being Stukov and Brightwing being banned and Anduin being picked, but this time around the fortune is reversed and Brightwing gets through the picks, only to get snatched up by the theory of clownability.
Yeah, interesting. I would expect the red team to go for the Brightwing first, but maybe they have some special use for that Deckard with his stay a while and listen. Maybe some tornadoes? Who knows?
Tornadoes was last game.
Who knows, guys? Who knows?
They were warning us, but they haven't actually picked Deckards themselves. Might as well just pick Tornadoes this time around to flex on your lower division friends. That said, we do have an Alarak ban, so one of those pocket picks getting cut out with the pocket itself. Vala being banned out on the left, meanwhile a more straight up meta hero, I'd say.
Yeah, the Alarak ban from Hauki Gaming, really nice one, is Alarak May is actually a pretty nasty combo when May just pops down this slow on you and you try to barely get out and Alarak pushes you right back into it and then you get stunned and then you get killed. It's pretty rough. Now we have
displacement's pretty powerful when you can use it right.
Oh lord.
It's Kilthas.
That is a division... that is a rare cup favorite, Kelthas, with a very toxic Lunara. Which apparently the character is so toxic it's getting nerfed in a patch that will come out soon TM.
Indeed, next to picks from Country. They will need 2 DPS. What do you think, Skis, are about those?
Sorry. I think they will be picking Chromie and Sylvanas next. It looks like very, very good picks to me.
Nah, surely they will pick something else, like a Murky maybe, or I think there could be a Vikings actually. House of Doom sounds like a great Vikings map, especially with the 2 globals already picked, which, honestly, 2 globals on House of Doom sounds pretty interesting to me.
I mean, it's still very strong. Like, I don't think the Haka can do any kill pressure on the top lane, so maybe Brightwing can assist him in that, or the Haka can burrow down into the bot lane to make it a 5v4. Well, wait, that's... what?
In the meantime, in the chat, Eric's pointing out, please don't pick level 16Q, please don't pick level 16Q. And indeed, the Lunara level 16Q is bugged because it still gives you cooldown reduction from dead opponents.
That may or may not have happened in one of the semifinals that I've cast this season, and that team proceeded to win 4-1 in the end, so
oh lord.
That's alright.
I mean, the more important thing to come out from chat is the captain of Pyroblast Survivors showing up and daring Kelthas to pick the Pyroblast. So, have to pick it now, right?
Yeah,
you're getting shouted at by a random guy in chat, you have to pick it.
Obligated. If Twitch chat says something, that's obviously true. It's the first rule of Twitch chat. It's always
Twitch
true.
chat is always right.
Second rule of Twitch chat, look at rule number 1. Right. In the meantime...
Yeah, in the meantime, looking at those drafts, we do have both with really frontline, good offlaners with some nice potential against the backline, double ranged. So pretty standard drafts from each side as we are loading into game number 1. So take it away, Josh and Skizar.
And And for the team number 1, for the special theory of Clownability, which apparently means engage equals mind control squared, we do have Toxic Tofu on Chromie, Turks playing as Mei, Krasnolud on Dihaka, Adam Siuda on Brightwing, and Noznary on Sylvanas. Apologies, I probably misspelled some of those names.
It'll be, they'll live, probably, maybe. Anyway, on the right side, in the red, we have Hauki Gaming, with Maza playing Deckard, Terba on the Sonya, Daku Taku on Lunara, we have Swan on Joanna, and we have Wait, what? There's text over his name, I can't read it. It's in Pumax on Kilthas.
So, I guess a first question, since the teams aren't looking to be fighting necessarily out of the gate.
There's not really stacking. I mean, we have Chromie, but she'll stack on his own. Deckard has the stacking talent, though.
Which setup do you think works better in this particular game? What draft do you like more?
I like the blue draft a little bit more, mainly because of that Chromie, which can just do a long artillery barrage onto the points and poke safely, and Mei can use her area control to secure the point properly.
Meanwhile, Mei walks into the bush where there was a Johanna station, a very nice follow-up from the Kelthas, from the Lunara, baits out a ice block from the Mei, and actually does quite a bit of damage to the Brightwing, to the Mei, so there is some damage potential. I think that they definitely pick up some more steam closer to the late game, where those damage over time effects become completely and utterly unbearable. But as of now, quite nice poke to start the game with.
Yeah, both teams doing their siege camp, as you should on this map. The blue team taking quite a bit more time than the red team did on their siege camp. It's not really an issue at the moment, because both offlaners are just double soaking, and teams are just poking some damage back and forth in the bot lane.
Dihaka is actually slightly faster on the rotations than the Sonya, which I think is to be expected with that all one talent. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, teams are definitely trading HP, but I don't think there's going to be much in terms of kills coming out from there. The camps are getting safely cleared out, and Turks is trying to go in actually. Swan losing a lot of HP, Johanna actually dies being the first blood. The Kelthas is going to be the follow-up. Turks is not going to die in the end.
Not going down. That's very well played by that Mei, doing a combo on a Joanna, whose cooldown was, whose trait was apparently on cooldown, because otherwise you can just walk out of that, and an immediate follow-up kill onto the Kilthas.
I like this little play by Toxic Tofu to time trap your own tank, just so the damage over time does stick slightly. I'm not sure how that interaction works necessarily, but I think there might be some damage over time that you will not get as a result of that.
I think it will continue ticking after you come out of stasis, but it does give your healer time to get in position to do their thing.
In the meantime, we do have both top towers traded as expected, and in the bottom, the teams are starting to fight. We do have a Dihaka showing up as well.
Dihaka doing a defensive burrow, but is able to walk up to the Joanna and do the licky lick, but instead it's being turned around on the Mei.
And look at that damage from the Lunara. Both tanks losing quite a lot of HP from the poison. It could have been fake, but holy hell, that poison does hurt nowadays. In Pumax, losing a lot of HP there, but finds an E on top of the Dihaka, who will just burrow as a response. Meanwhile, a lot more damage done to the Mei. Pause is called by Turbo, but I'm not quite sure if any players will actually pause, or is it just something entirely different. Turbo goes in, finds a stun, there's a time trap on top of the Sylvanas. Sylvanas is going to try to get out. Very short duration, but it helps. Meanwhile, Chromie manages to catch out the Lunara, and because it is Lunara, one big blast of sand is enough to eliminate the deer from the map. Turbo tries to engage on Krasnolud, only gets dragged as a response, and that's going to be a 4th kill for Clowns.
Yeah, Clowns playing very aggressive so far, and to great effect, because they have scored 4 kills to the 0 of Hauki Gaming at the moment.
And that does show on the experience as well. They do get a very early level 7 compared to their opponents who only now get it. There's 1 level lead. And yeah, you never want to fight without that extra talent, and I think that Hauki Gamin might have just done that.
Yeah, in the experience kept just trickling in, and because of that earlier lead for the blue team, they did hit level 7 first and use that advantage to great effect in the bot lane.
Also, to note, Johanna actually rotated to the mid lane. That's interesting to me. Usually when your offlaner is double soaking, you don't really want to join up there unless you're ganking. Meanwhile, the Chrome ultimate is coming out. That's going to be a loop on top of the Joe. Oh, sorry, on top of the Decker Kane. Will get blown up regardless of his passive.
Yeah, that combo was very, very potent. The Chromie time loop was placed and the Mei placed a blizzard underneath the time loop. And Deckard was just yoinked back into a blizzard and it was just too cold for him.
That said, Hauki Gaming don't really look that scared as they keep on going in. Johanna tries to find the pool, tries to find the engage and disengage herself, but the second part doesn't quite succeed at and does not manage to press the D to walk out. Johanna dies, Toxic Tofu will be able to pick up the tower in the middle part of the map.
If we're looking at the experience bars, blue team level 10 comfortably, while the red team still has to hit level 9. So the assault on the bottom lane.
And another loop on the Lunara. Lunara does not get to jump out, and engage equals mind control squared. There's going to be the first kill. Lunara is dead. Turk's losing quite a bit of HP, but that doesn't matter. Because a kill has been accomplished, and that means you can just walk out and start pressuring afterwards after the initial damage has been repaired.
Indeed, they have ultimates. Their opponents don't have ultimates. Just press those R's because that gives you an advantage, apparently. Exhibit A.
Level 9.5. We do see that Hauki Gaming are actually getting quite close to level 10, and Turba is in the mid lane, so they could potentially try to send 5 people and try to engage with their ultimates. We do have Stay a While and Listen. Falling Sword, Phoenix is chosen. I'm sorry, Dusty Jim, not today. It's a jump, and of course the Leaping Strike for the Lunar.
Next game for sure. Anyway, the red team was assaulting in the bot lane, but is promptly pushed off the point by the blue team, because 4v4 again. And not too much action going on now, other than the mercenary camps being captured again.
The next set of objectives is spawning in, but I don't think that either team will actually get any advantage from it. It's just going to be 4 damage on either side without too many engages, unless one of the teams starts feeling adventurous. And
yeah, the blue team was rotating over, but the red team is now also rotating. Oh, I'm not too sure what's happening.
Oh, the red team actually catches their opponents out on the rotation, leaving Noznary in the bot lane to clean the wave. The clowns are moving to the top side. There's going to be a drag, there's going to be a sleep on 2. It doesn't matter too much because Ice Wall is here. Falling Sword does not save you from the Ice Wall. There's going to be a Root, there's going to be a Polymorph. Will Kel'Thas actually die? Yes, he will. But not before the damage is done.
Misses the
and the loop on Turbo. Turbo losing a lot of HP there. Will not die just yet, but all in all, a very nice defense from Special Theory of Clownability. Hauki Gaming trying to catch out their opponents, but sometimes being aggressive only leads you to fail.
Yeah, and the blue team was a bit late in that fight, but they did use that opportunity to clear out the opponent's sappers in the bot lane, so their own sappers got to the fort on the right side. And
now with the Sylvanas, with the black arrows, you can push even further and actually take the first fort on the map. Infumax going very deep there to try and find an engage. There's a mind control, there's a follow-up, and there's a kill. Of course, Special Fear of Clownability really finding those mistakes and punishing their opponent for them. Very nice to see.
10 picks so far to 0 kills on the red side yet. That must be demoralizing for the red team a tiny bit.
The only tiny thing here is a Toxic Tofu, who is playing so well so far, and there aren't really many ways to cleanse the loop.
Gank on the top lane. Will they catch out the Haka?
Ooh, the jump, the sleep. Is it going to be enough? There's a Brightwing coming in. The Brightwing is there, but the Haka actually moves back, trying to stretch their opponent's thing as the rest of the team shows up. The Ice Wall blocks the movement of many people. There's the Haka trying to stay alive. There's a Blink Heal. Will it be enough? I think it might actually, and yes it is.
Passive of the Brightwing heal.
Meanwhile, Kel'Thas dies and Turbo gets cut out as well. Oh, yeah. Hauki Gamin just can't find a kill. This is so painful.
Yeah, it was looking so good. They committed like 3 ultimates to try and kill the Dahaka, and they almost killed him. But then the Brightwing port saved him. The Burrow was able to dodge out on a lot of damage, and in the end, the blue team showed up in force, still having their ultimates available, and just turned the entire fight around.
And honestly, this was such a fun play by the Dahaka, such an interesting idea. You get ganked, but you aren't going to your own team, you are going away from them in an effort to stretch your opponent's thing, in an effort to make the enemy's back line, the enemy's front line to move back to where you are and miss that engage from the sidelines, which has been devastating, which found in Pumax immediately. And that was a big thing. Mind Control misses here, but Johanna still has to use the Falling Sword to disengage there. The full Sapper's Camp will bring 3 more damage points into the core of Hauki Gaming as they are left defending right by their core walls.
Yeah, and the Haka isn't even soaking anymore. They're so far ahead that the Haka was just participating in that bot lane fight, trying to fight a kill. But now, in the end, he did burrow back up top to resume his double soaking duties.
I mean, it's not just trying to push, right, because they have the bottom turret to themselves. It's also trying to make sure that those separate camps are able to get the damage through, which is why we see Special Theory of Clownability go back immediately after the damage is done and the teamfight is over. You don't really want to take a teamfight in that position unless you are trying to fight for something, and as soon as the reason is gone, so is the team.
Yes, indeed. But now they have the next set of sappers trying to escort them in the retaken bell tower in the bot lane. Let's see if they can get any in. Altar spawning again at the same time.
And it's going to be a 3 altar phase with 1 in the mid lane and 2 up top. I think that Sonya should go top and try to cap it right now, because I'm not quite sure how Hauki Gaming are going to interrupt the action in the mid tower. Noznery is channeling and there's no interrupt so far, but there it comes. D is pressed by Johanna a little bit early in my personal opinion, but Mei goes in. There's going to be a snowball route on the Kel'Thas. Kel'Thas dies. Swan is not feeling too great, has to Fallen Sword out of there, does manage to find a heal for himself. The Haka trying to knock Swan back into the Mind Control, but the play does not work out in the end. That could have been very interesting to end up with, but all in all, the damage is done, and the main reason is the main goal is accomplished. They do get this channel, leaving the core of Hauki Gaming on just 13 points of HP, and there's a loop, there's a snowball, there's a damage. Is it enough? No, Deckard walks out. Oh my god.
But can they get another pick? Sylvana's going forward, but no Mind Control available. So instead they just take the consolatory bell tower instead of a kill.
I'm not sure if I like the plays that Sonya is doing, but I find it very interesting, noticing that their opponents are very focused in the bot lane and that you can't really take a fight there because you don't even have the 16 talent. Sonya just stays top and goes for a camp, tries to do some damage in the top lane, trying to mitigate the losses in the bot lane with some of the damage up there.
Yeah, the camp is worth experience, of course, and if the mid lane isn't being soaked, then you can just get that extra bit of chunk of experience trying to equalize the levels.
Another Sapper camp is being demolished in the bot lane, this time around without tanking any extra damage with the core, so nice defense by Hauki Gaming for this particular one. And let's see, the next altar phase is going to be 2 altars in the bot lane. Really something you don't want to see when you have your bot fort snagged out.
Yeah, it will be really hard to assault this bottom point because of the 2 bell towers which are in enemy hands. They could make a play for the mid one, but the bottom one is probably free for the blue team to take, unless...
Well, there comes Hauki Gaming. There is the Haka on the flank a little bit, but he does not seem to be that interested, instead preferring to wait for the rest of the team and fight a 5v5 fight, as we do have Toxic Tofu finding a loop on Turbo. Turbo's gonna get snowballed. That's a lot of damage, and it's dead before the fight. The sleep is out of range of the actual team fight. Does not catch anyone. That's going to hurt at least a little bit. May keeps on going in. The mind control connects on the Kalphas. That's a lot of damage. That's a kill on the Kalphas. And Swan is looking to be the next target. Gonna get killed. Level 19, of course, means that Toxic Tofu is doing a lot of damage with those kills, just penetrating through the entirety of the enemy team. Frostmoon trying to find the draft. Doesn't get it, but... No! And still, no kills from Hauki Gaming. Either they don't have any damage, which I do not agree with, or they just lack ways to...
going for boss. So this game is probably over, because there's 3 red heroes still dead, and, 5 blue heroes on the point.
Pew. And that's going to be GG. Not necessarily a lack of damage, but the lack of execution in of the low HP enemy targets.
There was just no saving once a hero was being looped. The Joanna Falling Swords were... I'm not too sure if they were on cooldown or if she was not in range, but they were not able to save a time-looped hero that way.
Alright, what a game. Dominant game number 1 from Clown Fury here.
It's not much else to be said about it.
17-0.
0
indeed.
And it's not just the fact that they did not die, it's also the fact that they were able to find those picks. It's the fact that when they found the crowd control on the enemy team member, that person was dead. The follow-up is insane on the side of Special Theory of Clownability, and they're not here to clown any games away.
Yeah, I should have paid more attention to it probably, but I think the Joanna's Falling Swords, they can be used to just stop a person from being teleported away by time loop, right? So
I'm actually not sure. I think it might, because it does grant you unstoppable, and I think that means that you are gonna get saved. But it doesn't save from Ice Wall, and Mind Control has a cooldown that's a little bit too low for you to really be able to Falling Sword immediately to save the target. And usually, it's not even the saving from the crowd controls that helps you, because the damage follow-up is there, and the target is dead immediately. The Kalphas was not surviving those fights.
Indeed, there was some great execution by Clown Fury in those kills, especially with the mind controls to hit. But for now, for the next game, we do have the choice of map pick or first pick for the side of Hauki Gaming.
Which is always a good question. Do you want to pick a first pick? Do you want to pick a map? Usually, I think in the metas, the first pick is preferable because it does allow you to pick the best thing that is there on the table. But sometimes you just want to pick a map where you have that little strategy, or when there are many OP heroes on the map, you do like to have those 2 picks earlier in the draft.
I mean, it is also an advantage to be the first team to have 2 picks together. Like, you can go for a Joanna and win Falling Sword Light Bomb combo, or variant Stukov combo, as if you'd ever get Stukov in the second pick. But you know what I mean.
Speaking of second pick, we do have it chosen. Would you like to try and guess a map?
I mean, I know the map. I don't have to guess it. I'm sorry, I'm watching I'm sorry, I'm doing my job as a caster and paying attention to stuff that's happening. I apologize.
How dare you? The map is going to be Sky Temple, everyone. So another interesting one, another one that's maybe not played as much. I think that's one of the less popular maps in the current launch rotation.
Also, Hauki Gaming did decide to go for the map pick over the first pick, so we do see Clown Fury with the first pick again.
Indeed.
Yeah, like I said, maybe they have a plan. Like we want this hero in the first rotation and this hero to go with it. Who knows?
So this is obviously a Maverick map. A lot of people do not like to play it at all because it is so macro-oriented. But in this case, it might actually work in favor of Hauki Gaming, who might just try to pick up those globals. Maybe a few of them, since you are gonna be able to pick 2 best things that your opponent lets you.
Yeah. Yeah, we will see. I have not played this map much myself because teams tend to not pick it, and my team also tend to not pick it. So I'm rather rusty, but I do know that if you're ahead at structures, you want to trade temples. If you're not ahead at structures, you want to team fight, and that's basically my knowledge on this map.
I mean, that is usually enough, I'd say. But yeah, I'm extremely interested to see what might change in the approach to the game from Hauki Gaming, because that game 1 was on a very teamfight heavy map, and those teamfights did not go in any way, shape, or form in favor of Hauki Gaming. So I like the approach here. I like going for a more macro map. Maybe try to teamfight a little bit less. Maybe try to catch your enemy out on the rotations and see how they are in this particular way. How skilled they are in this particular part of the game.
The interesting thing about the last game is also we did see for Clown Fury double global on their hands with Bride the Haka, but they did not really use it because they didn't have to. So in the end, the Zone even had more experience than the Haka because she was soaking for quite a lot.
There were 2 points in which they used the global. One is that gank in the top lane, where the Brightwing was able to save the Haka, and which was instrumental because the blue team did get 2 kills out of that and was able to get the bottom lane. And the Haka was also able to burrow into the back line at...
Meanwhile, I have looked up some specific map-related stats. So, Skizark.
Yeah.
Would you hazard a guess which team is more experienced on this particular map in the current launch season?
The way you're asking that question, I'm going with the special theory of clownability.
Incorrect. Both teams have played only 1 game on Sky Temple. Special theory of clownability picked it themselves, while Hauki Gaming have got it picked against them, and both teams have a victory rate of 100%. So this one is for a lot of pride for the title of the least losing team on Sky Temple in Division 6 finals, I guess.
Most
or something.
Experienced team on Sky Temple. The coveted position is up for grabs.
In the meantime, we do have betting set up again, so we think the special theory of clownability will win map number 2 and bring it to last, potentially side-up map. Exclamation mark, bet A the number of points you want to bet on them, or think Hauki Gaming will even out the score. Exclamation mark, bet B and the number of points you want to bet on them.
Another interesting thing is that the blue team, special theory of clownability, banned out the Haka, which was their first pick in game number 1. So they will be switching up their strategy a tiny bit at the very least.
And there's the payoff for the second pick. We do have Anduin Vala picked up. Granted, it's not the only boon of having a second pick, because you also get to counter pick and get the last pick in the draft. But I'm not quite sure if Anduin Vala is necessarily the biggest things that you might want out of the pool of heroes that are open.
Yeah, I was expecting, if you want to go for Anduin, to get that Joanna with it, or maybe the Sonya again. Vala going with that Anduin is interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, on the other hand, Vala is just a good auto-attacker in the meta, and considering the last game, you really do want to switch it up. You don't really want mages, you want someone who can go in and kill those targets. On the other hand, Sylvanas and Brightwing, so the combo from the last game is still here for special theory of clownability. Noticing this, the Chromie ban is imminent, and I love it. And also the variant, just to get this stun train going, just to have this point and click taunt on a target to make sure that they are blown up unless an Anduin saves them.
Yep. And an Anduin save can be very efficient in preventing the taunt. There's only one problem with that. That cooldown is a lot longer than the taunt's cooldown is.
That said, Anduin being open is a big thing, in my opinion, for Hauki Gamin, just to be able to save their own teammate. To save their own asses, quite frankly.
But it's not only saving your own teammate, it's also having the light bomb to empower like a Tyrell Q to be actually really scary, because you can just jump in with the light bomb and then Sonya leap follow up, or any other sort of mobility to be even more scary because of those light bomb and just counter engage possibilities. Because if Varian taunts someone and they throw all their cooldowns out, then they don't have any left, and then you can just counter engage them.
Judgment light bomb. So
yes.
You judge in, you push the entire team away, and then you light bomb miss. No, wait.
Hold up. Ooh, a Falstad. That's a character that I have not seen in a little bit. I think I've seen him recently, but look,
it's a character that
I always like seeing. I think that it's one of the less popular global heroes nowadays, but I mean, might as well just pick your second global, and also the ghasts can be nasty, especially against the engage heavy setup.
Do I smell a hyper carry over there?
Yes, a hyper carry Anduin. Variance Legacy on level 20, gonna heal everyone.
Down.
I mean, it's not the direct double heal combo, which you often see with Vala, but it's rather the Tyrell who sort of which always supports Vala with the shields, the movement speed, the Zarya as well with the shields. So I really like the draft of Hauki Gaming here.
Yeah, I agree.
There could even be a potential sanctification on top of that, which would be pretty nasty on those temples, I'd say. On the other hand, we do have a lot of just positioning tools from Special Theory of Clownability. We have a Falstad Gust, we have an Entomb, which can be nasty at level 20, we have a Brightwing, which can go for Emerald Wind, but won't. We also have the Mind Control, and a Taunt, which also can be considered a movement tool because it does move your opponent to the variant to attack them.
Right, it will. And especially on the side of Hauki Gaming, with the Zarya, the Tyrell shields, and the Anduin healing, I think they can also just run down structures. They don't even have to have minions at all times to try and take those structures. But
and that's the other big thing. Yeah.
As we are loading into this game number 2, it's time for you to take it away, Yosh and Ski. So it's your time, mate.
Oh, right, it's my time. Well, let's start introducing then. Toxic Tofu is playing as a Falstad. Frostnalut is picking up the Leoric. Adam Siuda is gonna show us the Brightwing yet again. Noznori is proving that Engage is equal to Mind Control squared on that Sylvanas. And yes, I will repeat this joke until you start remembering it. And Turks is playing the variant for Special Theory of Clownability.
And on the right side, we have the red team trying to even the score. Hauki Gaming with Tarba on Sonya in Pumax playing Vala, Dakutaku on Zarya, Swan playing Tyrael, and I need to remember these names.
You can tab.
Yeah, there's text over it. Maza! Yes, on Anduin.
In the meantime, both teams recognize that there is a Sylvanas on the battlefield, and both teams go bot lane. One team to just try to split push, and the other team to try and prevent that split push.
Yeah, in the end, very effective prevention of that split push.
Immediate kick W in the chat from Toxic Tofu. Oof.
It's not a hyper carry Vala, I'm afraid. It's a Q-built Vala, which makes me sad.
Noznori going straight up in the bush, not expecting there to be anyone, but their opponents are as quick as well, and just gonna find a bunch of damage on top of
They're
that.
Just brawling in bot lane right now, so the offlaners have to start double soaking duties from level 1, which is, you don't usually see that on this map, but here we are, I guess.
We've just played Towers of Doom, aren't you guys tired of this? Anyway, both teams are gonna go for the siege camps immediately, which is interesting. I've had one team against me start with the Bruiser camp instead, and then pick up the siege camp later. That way the siege camp is able to divert the enemy's attention from the temples, from the first set of temples, while you can still push with the Bruiser camp and try to do some damage up top.
Yeah, but it is easier to take these siege camps faster, so they respawn faster, and then you can do immediately the Bruiser camp after that to got that going, and while the blue team does that, the red team is just shoving their siege camp into the bot lane. Let's see how this pans out.
And doing quite a good job at that. The first tower is dead already, the siege camp has barely taken any damage. And while Sylvanas is up there taking the bruise camp, losing a lot of her HP, the push just continues on, and I don't think it will stop anytime soon. Daku with almost full energy is going to put out a number on anyone who's trying to move closer to the siege camp. Which is, yeah.
Look at them go. They're going for the fountain now. Remember, this will not be possible during the next patch because that fountain would have been indestructible, but now they're going for the fort in the bot lane. They're just running it down.
Well, no. They would have been running it down if they went for the keep on this camp, but this is just forgetting that this map is macro-oriented and trying to make the best out of your initial push in the bot lane. And I think that it's quite worth it. You take down the well, you take down the wall, and half of the fort as well, which means that your next temple will need that much less time to break it down. On the other hand, your next temple that's going to hit this particular objective is going to be quite a long time off of now.
And the blue team is already gathering in the mid temple, whilst the red team has just started clearing out that bruiser camp and will probably make their way to the top temple, trying to exchange shots.
Well, the camp is taken. We do note that the Falstad is the one seen in the offlane, so the global presence is still there, while the Clowns themselves have decided to split a little bit. Nosnori is the only one left on the mid temple, noting that there isn't too many shots left to fire and you can't just go top and try to fight there, try to clear out the camp, first of all.
The red team is fighting in that spell shield aura, so they are protected for now until the mage minion dies.
The camp is cleared out, the middle temple is finished, but in the meantime, Turbo is just gonna soak in the bot lane, try and do as much damage to the fort, maybe? No, the teams are going for a fight. There's a save from Maza, and this is why we do have Zanduin on the board.
Shots off. It's only 2 shots. If any team gets the final shots, they get the bonus shots as well. But for now, both teams are fighting on that point, not willing to give it up. Both teams
Sonya's moving up as well.
Well, but the blue team is with 5 members, while the Sonya was late, so the blue team is able to score those final shots.
There's the 5 shots. Will they be trying to trade? No, they won't. And as a matter of fact, Pumax will just lose the game. Yeah, thank you. So, pause just happened. It happens sometimes in competitive games. You do have some connection issues, maybe. In this particular case, not quite a big problem, I'd say. There's not much imminent danger that Vala has put herself in, and there wasn't any team fight or anything. They were just retreating, so as a matter of fact, disconnecting doesn't do much.
Yeah, it's always awkward when that happens in the middle of a team fight. Maybe Pumax's power was powered by these temples, and with them powering down, their internet took a drop as well.
Couldn't praise the sun enough.
It wasn't the tower he took down, it was his router.
Yep.
On the other hand, both teams now get to think about what they want to do next, because we do have our first set of temples shut down, and in terms of damage, we do have a lot of damage done to the mid temple, by the special theory of Clownability, of course, because they got pretty much preferential treatment on it. They got everything they wanted down there. But in the other lanes, the situation is actually in favor of Hauki Gaming. The wave in the bot lane is going to start pushing into the fort. The top is also not feeling too healthy, so Hauki Gaming feeling pretty good, I'd say, about this one, even though they kind of lost the first temple phase.
For now, I think overall they are ahead, especially because the next temple will be in the bot lane and the blue team
Time to get back into the game!
Wait, they're playing! Hold up! Ah!
Why are you not focused on the game? Anyway,
I'm a professional caster. Why would I be focused on the game?
Yeah, indeed. Both teams making their way once again to the bot lane, probably trying to go for those siege... No, they're not. They're staying in the mid lane. Never mind.
You don't always want to take the camp immediately. In this particular case, Nozdrin had to focus on the wave in the bot lane, while the rest of the team decided to make sure that their wave in the best lanes that they have on the map is not getting pushed into their own towers, that they're not gonna lose the biggest advantage that they have. Turks is getting completely not noticed, but there's no opportunity to taunt because Swan is not the target you want to try and focus down. Meanwhile, yeah, we do have our...
Yeah, the 4v4 in the bot lane continues. Taunt going out. The shield of the Zarya saving that Tyrael before he takes fatal damage. That's amazing.
Yeah, the polymorph is actually helping quite a bit there. Leoric trying to show up and help, but forgets that they don't even have level 10 yet. Speaking of experience, the teams are actually quite equal in that regard. However, there is a slight edge to Hauki Gamin, but on the other hand, Clowns don't care. Clowns go mid, Clowns force the enemy's solo laner from the lane, clear out the lane, and try to drop on their opponents right now. Level
yeah, the Sylvanas exploding minions clears out the wave so fast, but the red team is setting up... No, they're retreating from the point again. I'm not too sure why they didn't stay near that bush.
I mean, there's a Gust, there's an Entomb, there's a Warbringer to help the taunt connect, so there's a lot of things that can come out of the bush that you don't really want to hit with your face, to be frank, so...
Okay, but Sonya's here now, and Leoric is not, so will the red team force this fight?
A bit of HP Rain of Vengeance will help, however, Gravel Bomb is an interesting choice, does not hit many people. Hrasnalut will lose a lot of HP for that Entomb, that stuns there will not work out because the Gust stops the Light Bomb follow-up. All in all,
both teams using all their ultimates except for the Tyrael with Sanctification still available. And the short cooldowns of Taunt and Blink Heal.
That said, we do have a lot of damage done by Hauki Gaming. Turbo just sitting there, which does mean that his team is fighting 4v5. Dakotaku loses no HP there. The rest of the Clowns focus Turbo now. There probably is a... No, there's nothing to help the Sonya here. Very unfortunate. Meanwhile, we do see Special Theory of Clownability be able to secure the 5 shots in the bot lane, even though they actually lost a little bit more than they wanted, maybe.
Yeah, their first fort is going down, but the entire red team has retreated, so this is the chance for Special Theory of Clownability to equalize the situation in this bottom lane and take down this fort using the black arrows of the Sylvanas, but the red team is able to get back.
Ooh, the Grove Bomb on 3, but the Mighty Gust stops everything that they wanted to try. Oh my god.
If anyone could have gotten in there with a light bomb, that would have been a huge devastation onto the blue team, but they were not able to get there because of the Falstad's Gust.
And while that was happening, Brighton just went mid. There's the light bomb, there's the jump, there's a stun, but however, the damage is not there. The damage, as a matter of fact, is on the Vala. Falstad finds that kill.
Still fighting on the point, and there's no ultimates to get the people off the point, so the red...
Taku losing too much HP for his liking. Turbo is getting engaged on. There's going to be a taunt, there's going to be a kill. And that's going to be 3 people dead out of nowhere. However, the mana pools are not quite on par to maybe try and sneak this boss. Instead, STC opt for the mid lane.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about setting up on that point after the Vala died. They had 3 heroes there, just standing around. And once Vala was dead, there was no damage able to go into the blue team to push them off the point.
And Nozdrin justifying why the Sylvanas was the first pick perfectly with all those black arrows push attempts. Immediately after you get the teamfight, immediately after you get an opening, Nozdrin is just here, shooting at your tower, and your tower is not shooting back, because why?
Black arrows, yeah.
Yeah, the tower is in love. Why would you hurt someone that you love? Sylvanas, of course, does not care about your feelings, which is why she does
now, by
hurt
the way,
those
chat.
things.
Just write them down.
So, 2 temples on the map. The mid one is gonna get captured by Special Theory of Clownability, and the bot one will be captured by Special Theory of Clownability. Toxic Tofu is the one in the bot lane, the globals that can just rotate up and help if anything happens. Meanwhile, the offlaner of Hauki Gaming has to defend the push in the bot lane, while the rest of them are moving downwards.
And now the
secure
blue
at
team
least
is
something.
just backing off because they are ahead in structures, so they don't need to fight at the moment. They can just trade temples. They took a few shots of both and then just give the one where the red team shows up and take the other for themselves.
Tofu is so eager to start on that bruiser camp that she will actually just fly there. The enemy team wouldn't know this because they haven't seen the flight, so they would still be playing around it. Which, best of both worlds. You both use the tool and you have the threat of using it still.
Yeah, I think the blue team wants to try and secure level 60 now and maybe force a boss fight.
Or they can secure a few kills and force a boss fight.
It's also a possibility, because they have that bruiser camp in the top lane going, which needs attention.
It will be going for quite a while. There's at least 2 waves that you need to defend. However, it does force Turbo to move away from the rest of the team, leaving them as 4v5. Could potentially do something there. Krasnolud will clear out the wave as the rest of the team is rotating upwards as well, opening up the boss for a potential take, which immediately,
Yep, there they go.
look at the reaction, look at how quickly they're starting it, and look how quickly it starts falling down. Already half HP, but however, not STC, Hauki Gaming are in the vicinity and are actually gonna try to do something. There's the Mighty Gust, a little bit
Can
too
they get
early.
on the points? Yes,
Ooh, the Tyrell
set up on the point with the
Tyrell
holy
is-
ground.
is enough. Toxic Tofu will survive. I'm not quite sure how that happened. Why is that Falstad alive? There's an Indoom, actually quite a good one to keep your opponents out. Oh my god, that Tyrell just saved the game, pretty much.
Yeah, at least they'll get back into it right now because of that boss steal. Like, thanks for setting this up.
Holy yak. The funniest part about it is that Hauki Gaming aren't even pushing with the boss.
I mean, they are still a talent tier behind, so if the blue team dives behind the boss and kills their entire team, they would have been in huge trouble again.
However, you do find another things that you can do on the map. In classic Rare Cup tradition, we do take our mercenary camps.
It felt a bit weird at that boss steal that the Tyrell had time to jump in and press ultimate. Like I feel like Falstad gusted too early. Falstad would have had to wait for Tyrell to throw the sword and to jump on it and then gust him away before he's able to press the ultimate. Because this way you keep him away.
Yeah, I think he wanted to try and get Tyrael off the point to not get his sword on there, but Tyrael was able to throw his sword on, then got gusted and then ported back. I think that's what happened.
I think there were a few of things that went a little bit awry for Special Theory of Clownability. The Colossus is starting to show a few cracks, which is always nice to see. If you want an entertaining match that is, there was a bit of a decision to try and take a fight, so they did not necessarily focus the boss. I think if they were focusing the boss straight up with all they got, they could have killed him before Tyrell shows up in the vicinity and try to stop it that way. But on the other hand, very nice play from Hauki Gaming, just getting the Tyrell in there, getting the gravel bomb in there as well, just to try and make sure that someone stays here to try and blow them up. Of course, did not quite succeed at that, but succeeded very much at taking the boss, which is
yeah,
huge.
They also could have sent Falstad more to the right and have him gust straight up instead of into the wall, which makes the gust
The team's
shorter.
already again. Jump again.
Oh no, we're playing. So the boss is getting cleared up. The red side is moving upwards, no doubt, to take down this fort, just to be able to take shots at the keep and the keep wall. Unfortunately, it's not the wall where the boss was, so the impact is slightly smaller, but who cares, really? Damage is damage.
Yeah, indeed, and the temple will activate right about now. I think Hauki Gaming is ahead on the macro position, building damage and all that, but it is very, very close. Oh no, the mid keep wall is down for their
I love
their
this
side.
play. I love this play by Clown Theory. They recognize that they probably don't want to take fights. They recognize that they're just faster at pushing. We'll just base race you. Like, you can shoot all you want, you will do less damage than we just did in that little small push.
Fair enough. The red team leaving behind one member to stand onto the point, which is the Sonya. Sonya should not leave.
There's a flight from the Falstad, which means that Turbo can now be ambushed by a lot of people. Turks is here, there's a Bryphon as well, the leap out. Will it be enough? Yes, it will. However, it was a little bit close. Maybe a little bit too close for my liking, as a matter of fact. Another disconnect. We do...
That's
Okay.
unfortunate, because I do think that the red team wanted to try and force a team fight here. But this time, because the Zarya teleported Hearthstone back into the Hall of Storm, I don't think they will be getting a team fight.
Man, it's a shame that we're playing during the winter, right? The nights are so big, there's not enough sun for everyone. Disconnects left, right, and center. Either way, the Sharks are feeling slightly better this game than the last one. But otherwise, still a little bit on the backswing, I feel. Like, the game is pretty equalish, but Special Theory of Clownability are just so good at being snappy with their punches. Just go bot, take the wall bot, go somewhere else, do that.
Force the team back, and then just use your global with the Falstad to force their team off of the point.
Especially-
And now grab the final shots for themselves.
One thing we still have to say is that Clown Theory, they still have 0 deaths, all of them. So Hauki Gaming is again having issues securing those kills. Like, they stole their boss, but they were not able to get a kill out of it or push something with it. So their main structure damage so far was the temples themselves.
This is so insane, actually. Like, one of the teams just refused to die. Straight up, the power of will.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a thing? If the series ends in a 3-2 and there's just 0 deaths all around for Clownability. Yeah,
So-
I believe that can totally happen.
That said, the composition of Hauki Gaming is pretty much built for teamfights. They're not built around the split push, which I feel like is a bigger thing to focus on this map. But the one thing that they wanted to do, the one fight that they needed to win, they got to win. And I think if they can just take all of those fights that they need to win and keep winning them, there's not much that a Special Theory of Clownability can do, especially considering that the further you
Alright,
go,
time to go back in.
the closer you go to the enemy core, the harder it is to get those snappy pushes that the enemy just doesn't have any time to react to.
Yeah, indeed. Well, once Tyrael gets his upgrade, maybe they can just put down his upgrade next to the core and have Vala go ham. But here we are. Red team is still looking, trying to catch a member out of position, but
And
Special
they're-
Theory Clownability is already gone.
Yet again, just a little bit too slow. Hauki Gaming, just
I blame the
slightly
disconnect
behind.
for that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
They wanted to force that team fight,
That's
but they
fair. Alright, so the map is all colored. There's nothing left that's neutral for either side. So what do you do in those situations?
I don't know, grab a coffee and sit back, relax.
Well, if you're a player.
Oh, if you're a player, yeah, just start farming and start looking out at the first mercenary camp to turn yellow and maybe force a team fight there. But that's not really what's happening.
I mean, to be fair, some camps are easier to fight for than others, and Bruiser camp is a little bit annoying to try and invade for a team, so...
I mean, if you know that it's happening, you can just scout it out with Tyrael, who has Returning Sword. No, he doesn't.
No, I believe Returning Sword is on the same talent here as Holy
Yes.
Ground, so...
Ah,
Hey,
good to know.
thank you, random scary sounds.
Oh, right now, I think Sonya was spotted by the boomerang, hammerang.
Oh no, I'm hearing voices in my head.
Oh no,
Either
Josh
way-
effort looked at.
We do have the camp getting cleared out in the top lane, while Special Theory of Clownability are just retreating. Retreating because there's a camp up, first of all, And second of all, there's a new set of objectives, and I think trading them is actually going to be a favor for Special Theory of Clownability, so Hauki Gaming might need to figure something out.
Depends on which one they get. If they go for the middle one, I think it's an advantage. I think you want to focus on the bottom one if you
There's
can,
only
at
4
all
people
possible.
there for STC, but the Tyrael is slightly too late. The Gust is good, but the Wailing Arrow is a little bit off. There's a lot of damage put into the Sonya, will not be able to get saved by either Anduin or the Tyrael. The Sanctification is a little bit amiss. The Light Bomb used on the Anduin just to make sure that someone knows what to do with it. Meanwhile, Zarya gets killed in the middle of 4 people, and Special Theory of Clownability, despite being at the numbers disadvantage at the start of this fight, are just a little bit more coordinated than their opponents.
And this is of course an absolute disaster for Hauki Gaming, because there's 2 objectives going on and both will now be going into the hands of the blue team, because they are 2 heroes down and can't really fight for this.
And the keeps keep falling down, and Hauki Gaming can't really go mid because there's 3 people, and can't really go bot because the Fawcett just flies away. I mean, you do still get some damage done, but not enough. Decidedly not enough, as a matter of fact. They still prefer to try and fight for the mid lane. We do have the Tyrael getting taunted. There's some damage. The Silence and the Polymorph being used to just make sure that Tyrael dies, which, I mean, fair. You get level 20, you get your picks, you get to go up 7-0 in kills, still unkilled. In this
Yeah,
series.
they had to try. Did they have to try something here? I don't know if they had. If they were forced to go in there. There was not much else to do on the map, but just funneling kills into the opposing team is.
I mean, trying too much is a thing that many teams do. I think that this was probably the most obvious course of action. Could have maybe tried to rotate down bot and try something there, but it doesn't matter too much, I think. In a grand scheme of things, yes, you do lose the boss, yes, you do lose a lot of damage from the temples, but you still get to have 5 people for the big team fight with the boss on the enemy side to try and defend the core. Which is why they are moving out. They are getting as quick to that boss as possible, because without that boss, I'm not sure that STC will actually try and finish the game.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the Falstad picking up those final few shots, because that did drain his health so much that he had to return to the Hall of Storms to heal back up, and now the red team just gets a free clear onto this boss instead.
On the other hand, the Falstad gets to defend the top keep wall, so that's good. That tower standing on mighty 400, 154 HP, 11 HP. Never mind, it's not standing, it's not thanking anyone.
Sonya
Meanwhile,
misses, and another pause, this time by the blue team again.
see, and this is the more painful one, because here's the fight is just starting. And now both teams get to think about what they want to do in a fight, which is not a thing that you have often, right? Both teams are able to consider what is on the table, what's not on the table.
Well, I think the red team wants to retreat because that leap was that missed. On the other hand, they just saw the Falstad, so they know that it's a 4v5 fight for a little bit longer.
And also Leoric is in a position where you can just put a lot of damage into him without anything in return. Well, we shall see what the teams will choose after the game gets unpaused. But until then, we shall be talking with my face, Samu's face, and whatever the hell does Skizork have. I'm not sure still.
That's a
That's my
Pokemon.
face. Rude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And to chop
All
off my
right, yes,
legs,
indeed.
come
That boss call was a really good one from Special Clown Fury, because with taking the boss away, you take away a possibility for Hauki Gaming to force something on this map. This is the big thing on this map: understanding on when to force and what to force and when you have to force. And this was exactly the moment, because Hauki Gaming is falling behind the structure, so they have to force something. If there's no boss up, there's not really a point to fight around. And therefore, I'd really like to pick.
STC are ready. I think that Transparent is going more and more insane in the span of this map alone. So I can't wait to hear him during Game 5. And we are back in the game right now. We do have Leoric exiting E immediately as they keep on going in. There's going to be a silence in Tomb, but the Gust does not do much actually. They just get to disengage now. The Grow Bomb will connect on Nosnori. There should be a lot of damage on the Sylvanas, but Rain of Vengeance is a little bit too late. Leoric
They are
loses a
still
lot of
hunting
HP.
for the Leoric, and the first kill for Hauki Gaming. Can they get another? They are chasing. Vala is trying to go for it, but losing her stacks of hatred.
Meanwhile, there are 3 catapults on core, which is something that you really need to think about, especially on a map such as Sky Temple, where any permanent damage is preferably avoidable, compared to, especially more so on than compared to the
Now
other
Sonya
maps.
is back, and the blue team knows this, so they know that this is a 4v4 fight. Will they take it? The Vala
There's a
out
taunt.
of position.
There's a
Taunt.
save. Right.
Okay, Leoric will be respawning very shortly. because
Trading
of the
shots, 1
trade
for
value.
1. There's a lot of damage done to Daku Taku. Zarya will actually fall down. She is kind of tanky, but she's not as tanky as you really want her to be, especially when you get caught out with your shield down. And there's going to be...
And the Gust is used to disengage, and now
the
and 2
silence.
plus Gust, and this should be... Yeah, this is probably game, because... No,
There's a
lots-
lot of damage on Nosnori, but is it enough? Doesn't seem so, does seem so. Sonya, with her dying breath, it's enough to just make sure that the Sylvanas goes down.
Yeah, and the blue team is kind of... They don't know what they want to do. It looked like they were going for core, but they're just sending Brightwing mid to try and push a little bit. And
I mean-
going for temples to finish out this game.
Honestly, there is only 1 keep left for Hauki Gaming, so taking both temples is enough for you to win the game just based off of the temples alone. Enduin knows this and just straight up goes for the temple, trying to delay as much as possible, trying to help, trying to maybe potentially even find a kill on Toxic Tofu. Not sure if that will happen. Yeah, the core will just die to the other temple. Unfortunate.
I don't think the blue heroes were pressing skills, because Anduin was just auto-attacking the Falstad, and Falstad was just auto-attacking the Anduin, and not much was happening.
And
Yeah.
with that, Special Theory of Clownability have lost the clean sheet of no deaths in the entire set, but have gotten themselves 1 win closer to winning the metal medals made out of the best medals that launch could find, essentially. So,
As plastic metals made of metal.
those things were plastic. The metals aren't.
We got the highest quality metals. No, it doesn't sound as fun as the plastics. But yeah, for next map, we again have Hauki Gaming with the choice between map pick or first pick. But first of all, we do have some people restarting routers, restarting PC, so hopefully fix those issues. So we can have a short look at this match summary, and we can all report Sylv and Lyric, because those were the first 2 deaths of especially Clown Fury in this grand final.
Well, as Nosnori always says, every game is clownable. I guess in this particular case, clownable means I will die once.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming out from the Vala, but it wasn't enough, because the next 3 heroes are all blue, and you don't really want that as a team.
I think the other interesting stat to look at is XP contribution, showing us an interesting picture where Hauki Gaming have been trying to foreman a lot, have been trying to find those big team fights, have been trying to get anything out of those, but Special Theory of Clownability just being able to dance around them. You see that their XP shares are much more equal-ish across the team compared to their opponents, where Sonya literally has like 3 times the amount of XP that Zarya collected or something like that.
Yep. Indeed. Yeah, the blue heroes were able to just split off from their team, catch a wave here and there, and that way you get like tiny advantages over the map, which resulted in the big advantages that we noticed in the end. The boss kills, the double temples, which we were able to secure.
Well,
In the meantime, thank you, Kaios Hop, for gifting a T1 sub to Jimmy Torx with a tank in the current game, as we see him on the very in the last one. But yeah, I agree. The Hauki Gaming had some great shows this this game, but I feel like they didn't abuse the Zarya as much as they could have. They really, especially in the early stages, they really fell back a little bit too early sometimes, or with the boss, for example. They had the upper hand in it. I feel like they should have pushed a little bit with the boss when they stole the boss away. Even though they were a talent tier down, they still got a huge momentum at that point with this boss steal. And the mental game is definitely a thing you're not allowed to underestimate in those situations.
Fair enough, but if the blue team, which is kind of a blow up composition because of the Varian and Sylvana's Falstad can just turn on one single hero. If the Vala gets taunted, then you're in huge trouble and you don't really have a way of retreat because of that stupid bridge.
Man, Falstad was disgusting in the best possible way. Most of the engages that Hauki Gaming were able to bring up, and they weren't able to bring up that many engages, but every single one of them has been met with a gust, just stopping the momentum dead in its tracks. And when the dust settles, or rather the gust stops, you see that the teams are essentially where they began, but one of the sides does not have any resources. Because they use the jumps, they use the light bomb to follow up on the jump, and nothing ends up happening. Nothing. And that opens up a possibility for the Clownability to try and blow up some people, which they are very good at, apparently.
Indeed.
Alright, with that said, we do now have, when we have a look at the map screen. The maps which are still left open are Battlefield of Eternity, Cursed Hollow, Dragonshire, and Garden of Terror. And now we do have the choice between map pick or first pick for Hauki Gaming.
Please give us Dragonshire.
You've got your Dragonshire game, come on.
Let's go Battlefield, I would say.
How dare you not watch all of the games that Launch has casted?
Ooh.
And see, we got an even funnier one. We got Garden of Terror as our game number 3. As Hauki Gaming opted to pick second in their draft, which is an interesting tendency for a team, but might just work out for them, as we have talked about some of the advantages in the last draft.
Well, if everything works all right for them, they won't have to make a decision anymore, because they need to be winning everything after this.
I mean, let's be honest, they won't make a decision anymore, because either they lose and it's a 3-0, or they keep on winning and then their opponents are the ones making choices.
Yes, indeed.
Also, the special thing about Garden is that it's a pretty new map at the moment still, so a lot of people don't really figure it out yet, or at least his assumption is, especially because it's not played too much, that some people did not figure it out completely so far.
Actually, while we are...
I think it's a little bit like Cursed Hollow, in which you want to try and secure the mercenary camps next to the objective as soon as you can, and let the mercenary camps which are far away from the objective, take them as late as you can, and capture the middle one like always, because it doesn't really do anything.
Actually, looking at the stats, both teams have Garden of Terror picked against them twice. Well, of course those stats will change after this particular match, but Special Theory of Clownability have played it 2 times, both of them were picked against them, and they have a 100% win rate. On the other hand, Hauki Gaming have picked it once, but out of the 3 games that they have played, they have also won all of them, so the honor train continues. We are still trying to figure out the best team on a map, even if this time around the situation is a little bit more at stake, because Hauki Gaming are starting to fight for their survival, and we shall see how or if there will be kill haul after this game.
Indeed, and we just finishing the garden draft into at this one as well. We are about to go into the game. No, wait 1 second. One person is missing. Yes, one person is missing in the lobby, and then we're good to go.
We do have quite a full lobby today. We do have a bunch of teams. Well, a bunch of teams playing, first of all, because for some reason you do need to have 10 people in the lobby to start the game. We do have Transparent, me, Samu, and Skizork casting there, and we also have few different channels. We do have Zonked and Alcoholics, I believe, casting.
Indeed, we have Alcoholics and Zonked casting in Czech today.
Ooh.
New one for me, not gonna lie.
Honestly, try to check them out.
Oh god, no, we are.
Yeah, let's
got
do
them.
a stream.
Let's
which
jump into the
watches their
draft, guys. It's ready.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
That was the countdown. Never mind, one person I will disconnect.
No, internet.
Unplanted.
No,
Unplanted
I'm-
issues.
I'm pretty sure it's because one of our Czech friends is a little bit out of it. Well, speaking of Czechs, we do need to see a decisive move, a decisive response from Hauki Gamin, as they do seem to be quite up against the wall. Let's see if there are any more pieces left to protect the king, or if that Czech is going to be a mate as well.
Damn it, Josh. Yeah. So anyway, another macro map.
Right, we're about to jump into the draft. We lost one of the players, sadly. The joke demolished their internet.
My jokes are so good, people are tuning into the stream and forgetting to start the game. Happens to the best of us. To the worst of us as well, but the worst of us are me and making those jokes, so I don't need to hear them.
Alrighty.
Yes, indeed.
Ah,
I mean, if something goes wrong, even if it's just in your quick match in your storm leagues, just blame Josh. He won't mind.
I mean,
Just
to be
blame us.
fair, you joke about that, but we are unironically blaming Josh for everything this season, including our semifinals loss, which unfortunately I was not able to play and cast today, so you will just
So
need
it's
to
your
bear with
fault.
my voice.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, as a matter of fact. While we are at it, I believe you were saying something about the actual games that's gonna happen.
I was
Something
trying to
like
get something on the game, yes, but you know.
Alright, in the meantime, guys, keep in mind it's time for signing up for season 17. The sign-ups are still open. Next week, I believe they will close. Maybe. Sign-ups close on the 19th of December, so you still got 2 more weeks to go. Then will be the seeding, and on the 10th of January will be the round 1 starting. On the 9th of January, we do have the off-season playoffs, where we have ARAM this season, so if you have a friend playing there, or if you play yourself, be aware on the 9th of January the playoffs are for that one. And then for the next season, we already have the schedule as well. But if you are interested in how to sign up, if you want to play yourself in Heroes Launch ! Sign up will give you all the infos you need. As
You can sign up solo, you can sign up as a partial team. If you do not have enough people, our moderator, volunteer bunch of people will find up someone to fill the numbers. Or you can just sign up as a full team and try to experience competitive Heroes of the Storm that way. Blizzard doesn't want us to have fun, so we will make our own, right? Either way,
indeed,
God
this
not
is how
fair.
you can sign up. And yeah, if you will get mixed up with other free agents and stuff. So it's the way they meant this game to be played. Yes.
Just
Alright.
pure unadulterated chaos, indeed.
It
Garden
seems to
of
be
Terror
one-
is a very macro-heavy map, I think, maybe. No one has
Yeah,
played it, so I
yes.
don't know.
It's like Garden of
Yeah.
Curse. Like, think of it as Cursed Hollowed, but different.
If it's Cursed Hollow but different, why is the team that has been trying to play teamfights this entire set and was worse in macros this entire set is picking it up?
You just had the stats, Josh. You've been over this.
Yes, I know that they have a 100% win rate, but the matter of fact is, right now, Special Theory of Clownability are running circles around Hauki Gaming. And they keep on picking
Josh.
macro maps.
I also don't know. I'd expect them to go for Battlefield of Eternity, but they don't really want to. So, Garden of Terror.
You want a Dragon Shy.
The issue though is they also lost the team fights.
I want Dragon Shire. I think they should be picking Battlefield of Eternity.
They aren't losing the team fights, they just don't kill anyone. The difference is there. The first one is because they lose the team fight. The second one is because they don't have any.
Alright, in the meantime, betting is set up. So I think the special Fury of Clownability will close it out in a 3-0. Exclamation mark, bet A the number of points you want to bet on them. Or think Hauki Gaming will make a comeback. Exclamation mark, bet B and the number of points you want to bet on them.
Junkrat ban, May ban.
Tomb of the Cursed.
I actually like the May ban.
Yeah, the May was used very efficiently by Clownability in the first game, so I do like that May ban.
I think what I want to see next is maybe a false start ban or something like that, just trying to cut down on those globals, especially considering the fact that STC are banning the hackers themselves. But no, it's going to be a Stukov.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe I think Hauki Gaming will be going for something different than a Vala and Win pick on their first two picks right now, because they need to shake it up a tiny bit.
I would definitely prefer them to pick something a little bit more macro-oriented if they are continuing to try out those macro maps. Just try and maybe join your opponent in that and try not to fight as much if the fights are not going your way either.
Indeed. Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, Sylvanas...
Wait...
Well, this was what you're talking
about,
right? Macro picks, Gaslo. Gaslo is a macro hero. He builds turrets.
That's literally a structure on the map, yeah. So...
I don't agree with the Gaslo pick.
Gaslo is an interesting start. However, it does leave open a Brightwing, it does leave open a Varian. Brightwing is being picked up, and
it's
there
the
we have it.
same draft on the left side. It's the same draft once again.
I mean, that's interesting.
Indeed, we do see Sylvanas Varian Brightwing again, so if we see the Lyric and Falstad again, I mean, it would be good on this map, I guess. So you have the global, you have the pressure on the map. There's the Falstad ban even coming out. So Lyric actually is now decent at the camps with the Q, which gets reset on Mercs.
Yeah, but you know what also is still available? Who's good at Mercs? It's Greymane, the most picked hero for special theory of Clownability.
True.
Oh, that it is. I love the Falstad ban. The Falstad was backbreaking, stopped every single engage, and yeah, pretty much deserves a ban here. On the other hand, there's an Anubrak and other things that can engage and try to turn off some of the targets for the duration of the teamfight, which could be huge. But I'm not sure why that is a ban, because I don't think I remember an Anubrak from Hauki Gaming so far.
I don't
Maybe they're just scared of it.
And we have yet another Kel'Thas, this time around with a Murden.
So we will be seeing Chromie and...
Wait.
No, it's Asmodan. That's a macro hero. He doesn't build turrets, but he does throw balls.
And he spawns minions. Sorry. And there's the Lyric again.
So... that is an answer. I'm not sure if I like the Kel'Thas, because Kel'Thas in game 1 seemed to be a very weak link in the setup of Hauki Gaming. Was cut out a little bit too much and doesn't really have any resources to get out of those engages once he gets cut out. And Murdin doesn't really have anything to save his teammates either, compared to the Johanna.
The issue though on this side of Clown Fury compared to game number 1 is they have way less burst damage with Asmodan instead of Chromie and the Leo instead of the Aka. So they have way less burst damage and they have way less potential. So Kalphos is more likely to get out his shield and or get a pull from Anduin.
So what draft are we feeling, guys?
I mean, it is a really weird draft from the Clown Fury, I have to say, because of Asmar and Sylvanas. Like, you don't really have one of the real traditional ranged assassins, while you also still have a really good one with Sylvanas, as she still
doing both pretty fine, but it just feels weird. But also on the side of Hauki Gaming, I sort of have an issue with Kessler, but I guess if they just go Light Bomb into Gravel Bomb, so Murin jumps in with the Light Bomb, then there's a Gravel Bomb underneath it. I definitely think this could be the way for them to win a game or to get a good engage onto their opponents.
I like the Muradin Anduin combo. Vala is whatever. I don't like the Kilthas and Gaslo. It's just I'm not feeling it on their side. Especially the Gaslo. Gaslo's kinda watch Gaslo doing a lot of Gravel Bomb combos during this game, and watch me be wrong, but anyway.
As we're going into the game, take it away, Yosh and Skizor.
And now for game number 3, we do have Hrasnalut playing as the Leoric, Turks on the Varian, Adam Suda picking up the Brightwing, Noznori proving that engages mind control squared yet again, and yes, I will keep making those jokes. Maybe not, because this might be the last game of the set. Playing the Sylvanas, and also we do have Toxic Tofu choosing an Asmodan.
And on the right side, in the red, fighting for their tournament live, it's Hauki Gaming with Terba playing Gaslo, Maza on Anduin, Inpumax on Kilthas, Swan playing Muradin, and Dakutaku on the Vala. It was Inpumax who played Vala last game, right?
And we have our first disconnect. Oh no.
Oh dear, here we
go again.
I want to pull your attention to the talent picks for now. It's Asmodan is not picking any teamfight talents. He's taken the PvE talent on the first layer, and Muradin is stacking with Perfect Storm, and not the Dwarf Block or what's the other one again? Third Wind.
Third Wind is... I think Third Wind might be the character choice currently. Perfect Storm has been changed quite in a big way compared to the Perfect Storms that I remember from a few seasons ago when I was actually playing tank. And the new Perfect Storm doesn't seem good. At least in my personal opinion. I have my own questions about it, but if it works for Hauki Gaming, then they shall prove to us if the stunt is actually not as bad as I think it is.
Well, we will see. Other than that, not really any strange talents, I don't think. I don't know about Gaslo anymore because I have stopped playing Gaslo since he's been nerfed into the ground since 2 patches ago, which was like half a year these days.
I mean, he is a big game hunter, so he tries to go for a lot of scrap, and therefore he tries to play a lot of turrets, which probably leads into a build which more focuses on him either taking chems or just trying to 1v1 people on the lane where he has like 15 turrets and be like, he's like, come at me, bro. I got my cousins here to beat you up.
Basic attacks against enemy heroes, mercenaries, or monsters accelerates, but he doesn't want to team fight. He wants to split push. So,
do you want to split push?
Trigger.
I mean, technically, he also got 2 more charges of scraps, so he can place more turrets baseline, and therefore he's a little bit tankier with the shields when he places a turret on level 4.
I think what they can do is just send Gaslo on a magical journey to try and take every single camp on the map, at least on their side of the battlefield, because this is, in my experience, what Garden of Terror usually devolves to, allowing someone else to take the lane and just have more people rotating around while Gaslo is taking the camps alone.
Maybe Gaslo will go for the Goblin Engineering level 10 and level 10 ultimate and just
seems like
the buildings down.
We are returning into the game.
Wait, what? Hold up.
We're playing.
We're not playing, we're casting. Come on, Skizard. You're supposed to be a professional.
I'm sorry. I will do better.
Yes, you will. Maybe. You are already doing better than me, so don't worry.
Oh,
Swan trying to go in, but misses the stun. An interesting time from Hauki Gaming right out of the gate, but both Brightwing and Sylvanas managed to get away quite easily.
Yeah, I feel like that the red team should have 1 hero mid all the time in the 3 hero push squad. Otherwise, they will just be run down by this Asmodan Sylvanas composition.
Well, We do have a Murdin trying to defend 1v4 currently, as Hauki Gamin start on the beautiful magical trip to take down all of the camps. Make sure that the amount of things moving down the lane in your opponent's direction is more than the amount of things moving in your direction.
And the first siege camps in the mid lanes are taken. You want to take these whenever they are up, because they are basically worthless.
And look at it, they even concede their offlaner off the lane from taking up the experience just so they can form this camp and take it down as quickly as possible, while Murdin is picking up the experience and essentially double soaking mid and top.
And the blue team is also using a bit more resources into their own bruiser camp, trying to take it down as soon as they can, but leaving that siege camp in the top lane open, because that's not the lane where the tribute spawns, so they probably want to shove that in while the tribute is going.
Yes, indeed. Well, our first seed is going to spawn in 25 seconds on the bottom right quadrant of the map. It's actually going to favor Hauki Gamin, but they are a little bit away. They're actually just stuck top, trying to push as hard as possible. Meanwhile, in Pumax and Swan will try to
take the route on the Varian, so Varian not able to get a taunt on either of these pretty squishy heroes, and they're able to mount up and just walk away.
Unfortunate, but expected. That said, I think that Special Theory of Clownability will not fight too hard for this objective, just preferring to make some gains in the lanes. Instead, we do have the Leoric starting to do some damage to the enemy's wall in his own way.
Gaslo even rotated over from the top lane all the way to the bottom to help securing that seed, and the blue team wasn't even interested in it.
Why would you be? It's a hassle to fight over. You do have an Asmodan who really needs a lot of time to get going. You kinda have the Leoric who also kind of wants higher levels for the Entomb for the level 20, which are both a bit backbreaking in that draft. And
I think Asmodan is waiting for that level.
Ooh, Nosnori gonna get engaged on. There's the Brightwind, there's the follow-up from the Kel'Thas, the Wind connects, and the Sylvanas is going down. That's going to be their third kill this series, and the first one in this game.
Yeah, first blood for Hauki Gaming, very well played. It
Finally
did cost them
kills.
4 heroes to secure that kill for an early game kill. They are still ahead in experience, so not too much trouble there. But you can question if it was worth the resources to get that kill.
I mean, it's not really how much it is worth, because during that time there's not much that their opponent have done either. And in the end, we do have Hauki Gaming leaving the camp pushing bot, while Toxic Tofu will try and defend and get some more stacks on that Q. While the 5-men of Hauki Gaming are going in and trying to find some more stuns, there's going to be an E from the Leoric.
3 stuns used on the Leoric, who just used Wraith Walk to get out of dodge there.
Welcome to Leoric. 30 stacks on the Asmodan. A little on the slower side, maybe. I don't know, I don't play Asmodan. And we do have Hauki Gaming going back to picking up the camp.
On level 7, Asmodan did take Teamfight talent instead of the Exploding Laser, which I'd expected them to pick, because that enhances your PvE power and your self-stacking power by like a lot, instead of the cooldown reduction if you hit 2 hero. No, that's not cooldown reduction.
I mean, PvE power is great, but too much PvE power is not that good, because at some point you just start sacrificing team fighting for it, and once you start getting smashed in your face at any point of the map, you can't really get a win from split pushing.
I mean, it does help you stack Annihilation, which is a resource that you need to effectively team fight. But I see where you're coming from.
That's fair. While that's happening, Hauki Gaming are still ahead in the kills, a very new role for them this series. But
Kel'Thas having that mana shield active right now at around 5 minutes, pretty respectable.
There's a variant going in immediately. There's going to be an immediate E from the Kel'Thas to save himself from the taunt. Very nice reaction from Pumax, as Hauki Gaming managed to get the defense here. They do get their level 10s earlier. No Pyroblast yet again, but there is a Gravel Bomb, so they will be trying to teamfight there, and they will be trying to teamfight hard. Turks lose a lot of HP there. That's a lot of damage to the variant.
Right wing port is in time, and healing
But
very enough.
Turbo is channeling, Turbo is not getting interrupted. Finally gets interrupted there. Turks lose no HP yet again. There's a stun, but their damage on target. Nozdori lose no HP as well, but Varian finally falls down as objective is still not picked up. Asmodan just waiting, just chilling. He will be able to interrupt at any point, and he will be able to interrupt for quite a while, I think. So...
Nah, if you restart capping right after the first globe, he can't really interrupt unless he walks up. And if that fat demon walks up, he will probably die, because the entirety of the red team was there.
Well, either way, that's going to be the third seed for Hauki Gaming, as they keep on actually just winning this game. Which
so
is...
the blue team is cursed. Oh no, wait, that's another map. The plant monsters will disable buildings. So, still cursed.
So, as the Punisher keeps going down the bottom lane, we see that Hauki Gaming are pushing with their Immortal and actually get down the fort. In the top lane, we do see Turbo pushing alongside the Protector, trying to take down something over here, but Hrasnalut is there to defend. Not sure how that push will go, however, the rest of Hauki Gaming will just go mid, because while the curse is going, there isn't really much their opponents can do, right?
Morph onto the Muradin, but was able to jump out of there. Oh, nice save by the Anduin. And finally, the cavalry has been cleared and the map returns to normal.
While we are at it, as the dust settles on the first objective, we do have 68 stacks on Toxic Tofu. It could have been so nice, but not quite. We do have 1 stack on the Anduin's Novel Force, so a little bit more spell power, a little bit more healing for his teammates, that's good. Vala has only 8 stacks, which in my opinion is a little bit slow, maybe, but who am I to judge? I'm not the one playing in the finals, I can't even make them.
Indeed, indeed. Well, mercenary camps taken left, right, and up, down, and up, middle, and bottom. And gank attempt onto Gaslow. Taunt going out with Gaslow.
Ooh, the mind control as well.
Down.
And the light bombs, the grab. That's a lot of things used for essentially nothing by Hauki Gaming, I think. One of those ultimates could have been spared just for the future fights. Either way, we do have Kelthas and Muradin picking up the camp in the bot lane, so a fight top is not exactly going to be a thing that happens.
Yep, so mercenary camps are being cleared right now, and while they have a mercenary camp going in the bot lane, the Hauki Gaming should probably be able to secure this seed. They have a talent tier advantage, they have mercenary camp in the bottom lane, and this is a seed on their side. All small advantages that you can make use of to try and work towards your second objective.
I mean, the biggest advantage working in favor of Hauki Gaming there is the fact that Special Theory of Clownability are not even gonna try picking up that objective. I mean, you do know that there is some value in picking it up. It is one of the better objectives in the game. But on the other hand, you can just not fight for it. It's only the first one. The situation has essentially reset. You don't need to worry about it as much.
The
Meanwhile,
objective on Garden of Terror is very strong. Gank attempt onto Leoric, but just able to Wraith Walk out. Will the red team stay here and try to push it forward? No, they're going to defend in the mid lane.
Welcome to STC Sylvanas. Just going in, taking down the wall, noticing that their opponents are not here, and getting out before the resistance shows up.
I think the red team should have stayed top for a tiny bit more. Just kill that fort in the top lane and get catapults spawning in there. Like, you lose your well, maybe a bit of your fort damage.
Trying to base race harder sounds pretty good, honestly.
They have Vala with auto attack damage.
We do have the next seed spawning in the middle of the map. Both teams have equal talents, and Turks is actually on the flank. Adam Syuda is there as well. There's the light bombs, there's the stun. Brightwing not feeling too great, but is able to blink out. The flame bomb getting shared with everyone, and Muradin will tank a lot, but a little bit less than the Leoric. Both tanks will die, however. Nozdori still doing some damage. Adam Syuda not feeling too great, feeling actually quite dead, as Vala finds that final W. And Hauki Gaming, now that they have a healer and their opponents don't, they can definitely just take a little bit of a breather. regen some of that HP, and
But look
go
at
back
Asmudan.
at it.
Asmudan is ready with those huge balls of his, trying to interrupt the red team from capping this objective.
Well, Noznuri, Rasnulud are both here. One big advantage of the Leoric is that he responds immediately. And
Yeah,
that
indeed.
does mean that the teamfight is still a 4v4. However, there's going to be a mind control on Turbo. Turbo will get out, but Brightwing manages to teleport in. Thankfully, that's a global. Kalphas gets entombed and can't move anywhere. As in, literally anywhere. Gets taunted, gets killed. There's a light bomb that
turn
connects to
around
the Leoric.
onto the blue heroes.
Toxic Tofu is turning in. Toxic Tofu is turning in. That gets interrupted. Asmodan not feeling too great, getting stunned, getting killed, and Hauki Gamin keep on going. Noznuri has to blink out. Swan losing a lot of HP, but Adam Siuda being the target of Zavala. Currently, the Demon Hunter is hunting a lot of people and not a lot of demons. Does Sylvana count as a demon?
No,
Aw. Leoric?
maybe.
I mean, I guess she did kill Zasmo. That surely is a demon.
Yep, indeed. So far, it's looking very, very good for Hauki Gaming, this third game.
So, one more seed
Okay.
on the enemy's side of the battlefield. On the other hand, there isn't exactly much to help them necessarily. The lanes are pushing in for Hauki Gaming, who will just take the third camp in a row as they move out.
Yeah,
Both
during
teams-
the fifth objective, the top fort on the blue side has fallen. So the red team is trying to ambush that siege camp in the top lane, setting up a bush trap. Not too sure why they're there, but
And Special Theory of Clownability don't really have much going for them on this objective. However, they do have one important factor mattering in this decision. This is the one they have to take, because there's already 2 out of 3, and I'm not sure how much the keeps of STC will survive the next objective.
yeah, but the
However-
red team is not fighting for this single objective because it is on the blue side. The Talontiers are even. There are no dead heroes except for Leoric at the moment, but he's always dead. There's that.
Hey, I mean,
And
if
instead, they're going for the siege camp on the blue side instead.
if you are already winning, why try to fight for an objective that is probably a fight that's favorable for your opponent because it is on their side, when you can just wait for the next one and force there. There's going to be a taunt from the variant. There's going to be a mind control that actually connects despite everything the Phoenixes used. Noznuri starts losing HP. And
And Leoric trying to walk up for an end tomb, but
and
better off
trying to
it.
E up for an Indoom? No, not really. Well, the next objective is definitely favorable for Hauki Gaming, but there's an
onto
engage.
Killfas, but Killfas being pulled by the Anduin, keeping him safe. So this will be an even team fight, probably on the right side of the map, unless the blue team... No, the blue team can't really let this one go, because the second curse will kill Keeps. Curse, plan, monster, attack, whatever.
Yep. Well, there's a lot of damage done to the Leoric. The light bomb will be there, but it doesn't hit much. The grab bomb is much more successful. There's going to be a stun. There's going to be some damage. Brightwing blinks right out of the Rain of Vengeance. That would have probably killed the Fly. However, Hauki Gaming definitely wins the HP trade so far. Geslow finally dies, traded for the Leoric. Noznuri on the flank, still doing some damage to the Kalphas. Dashing in, trying to kill that Fire Mage. The taunt comes out, and there's the kill on the Kalphas, but Sylvanas falls alongside, and that trade ends up being a 3-4-2 in favor of Hauki Gaming, who gets their third objective and can start opening up the keeps.
Yes, indeed. So at the very, very least, this mid fort will fall. Now, the top lane's objective will spawn way back and up on the fort of the red team. So they will have to see some time to defend that one. Only
And-
the bottom lane will spawn in the range of the keep, and that will be cleared out by the blue team.
And in the classic Rare Cup fashion, the one objective that's closest to the actual goals that you're trying to achieve, no one tries to go for it. Instead, we're trying to push in the mid lane, which is fair, I think. The enemy team is going to be busy bot, so you might as well just get a few extra shots in the mid. There's going to be a Blossom that turns off the keep. Try to destroy those very quickly. And meanwhile, the Horror in the top lane is actually starting to do some damage. So Hauki Gaming dancing around, not quite sure what they want to do. Do they want to try and fight? Do they want to try and push mid? Do they want to try and go with the Horror?
I'd like them to go for the bottom keep right now, because you have your Horror in the top lane, and then put your team in the bot lane trying to get that keep down. Like, put some distance between the objective and your team. But instead, they get some damage onto the mid keep, dropping it to half, and just backing off.
I think that's good. Like, they didn't lose anything, which is a big thing. On the other hand, they didn't gain anything, and especially considering that you do have the level 20 talent advantages, that is a little bit of an issue. There goes a stun on Nosnori, who will immediately get scared and run away. The power of adrenaline. Ah, how good you are.
Yep. Looking at the Asmodan stacks, 262. That's not a lot for hitting on level 20.
Meanwhile, Vala finally finishes her level 1, 28. 41 stacks on the Kel'Thas, 42, apologies. And 92 auto attacks by the Murdin, so some amount of damage is there.
Oh, look at that level 20 pick on Asmodan. They will have to work for that one.
I mean, I think it is the usual level 20 for the Asmodan. You'll have to forgive me, I did not see much Asmodan played, so I don't know.
They need 400 stacks.
That's too much? You know, the game will go on for long enough. Surely they will not lose the game while he's trying to stack it up.
I think the upgrade of the Tide of Sin reduces armor on your targets if you hit. That might have been... We will see. We will see if the Asmodan completes their level 1 quest or not.
I mean, so far the scariest target on the side of STC has been the Sylvanas, and I think that's going to be the main target of...
The red team's kind of late at this, but
and Swan goes in,
W able to interrupt the capture of the blue team.
The bomb doesn't get shared, and we do see both teams here. Who will be the first to step up?
There's long-range flame strikes coming out from the Kel'Thas. Kel'Thas? What? Kel'Thas.
Oh, one is ice, the other is fire. How hard is it to remember? Come on.
They both start with a K, and both of their abbreviations is KT. Come on, Blizzard, work with me here.
So, we do have a taunt on the Gazlo and mind control on the Gazlo as well, losing half HP, but then getting saved right into the Entomb. That's a lot of damage here. Gravel Bump on 2 will not be enough quite, but the Varian finally falls down, traded for the Gazlo. Another kill comes out, and that's going to be the Kel'Thas. That's the big target that they wanted to get. However, Vala is still available and still doing quite a bit of damage. Adam Siuda and Nosnori not feeling too great, but Hauki Gaming have to retreat, and they will lose this objective. However, while all of that is happening, there is some shenanigans, shall we call it that, happening on...
Let's call it shenanigans. For that single tribute, seed, whatever, thing, Special Fear of Clownability did not lose a single keep, they lost 2 keeps to the mercenary camps.
So much shenanigans, it's complete mahogany.
I think it's more like rosewood. Anyway, let's see. There's not much to do on the map for Hauki Gaming at the moment. Asmodan needs to get some stacks, so they should probably be focusing on that one.
So, as one good acquaintance of mine has said recently, when there's nothing to do on the map, you take a cup of coffee.
It will sprout.
Indeed, just make a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy what is happening.
So the camp is up. Both camps are on the side of Special Fear of Clownability, which, in my opinion, means that Hauki Gaming get an advantage for themselves because they get to steal a camp away from their opponents.
Yes, indeed.
They also get a position on the objective, which is good. However, STC are not that far away from the action. There goes
I don't think Gaslo wants to stand where he's standing right now, because Varian could be in that bush, could run out and just taunt his nose or something.
I think so far the trades that have been happening in this game, the trade of Varian for Gaslo, have been rather favorable for the side of Hauki Gaming. The big issue is if there is some collateral damage, then it's going to be a big issue. However, as of now, Special Theory of Clownability are just carefully
around.
edging their opponents out. There's going to be a taunt, there's going to be a gravel bomb, and the avatars, the Entomb on 3, will end up in a stun on the Leoric, will end up on the safe on the Leoric, but Leoric will still die, as does the Brightwing, and Special Theory of Clownability have overextended. That happens to everyone, but unfortunately for that, you have to try something.
Don't capture this tribute. Don't capture this tribute. Run to the core. Don't capture the trunk for the core.
There was...
Core's open.
That was a very interesting team fight. I liked how Special Theory of Clownability were just carefully edging out their opponents away from the objective. And I think that there was a point where Asmodan could just carefully cap the tribute and without even fighting, but they decide to take the plunge. They get flushed down, and Hauki Gaming are back in the game.
Yeah, indeed. They were not able to burst the Muradin down. And Hauki Gaming was able to burst down the Leoric, who was trying to flank the backline, entomb the backline, silence the backline, and he just got blown up for his hubris.
Indeed, there we go. Hauki Gaming have what it takes to win. Come back on Garden of Terror. The choice of map, really long map, really uncommon for people to play, and with that Clown Fury, they tried to go for some split push draft, try to go for some macro with the Asmodon. But it didn't work out in the end, as Hauki Gaming just felt a little bit more comfortable on the map compared to their opponents.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the Asmodam build. Some more experienced players probably have some opinions on this one, but going for the PvE level 1 and then the team fight level 7 and going the 400 annihilation on 20 while you're at 250 annihilation, I don't know.
I think what happens there is Special Theory of Clownability trying to have a little bit more fun. You are up 2-0 in a best of 5 series, might as well just dedicate one game to playing any things that you wanted to play throughout the season but didn't really get to. And in this particular case, it backfired. We do see that Hauki Gaming's teamfight-oriented setup finally paid off, with those teamfights usually ending up in a situation where neither team really can make an advance, and more often than not, it was just Hauki Gaming being able to sweep their opponents under the rug and get the objectives, get the push, get the core.
Indeed. It was just tiny bits of advantages that they were able to snowball into getting the objective twice and using that push down forts, push down keeps, push down core, win game.
Pushing down core does correlate a lot with winning the game, not sure why.
Yeah,
Either way.
indeed.
Yeah, so there's no more really invincibility narratives that we can pull up, because Special Theory of Clownability have managed to clown this one pretty damn hard. However, Hauki Gaming still up against the wall, and this time around it's going to be their opponents who are trying to make the choice. So we do have Battlefield of Eternity, Cursed Hollow, and Dragon Shire left for Nosnori to pick.
Shire.
Unless they want first pick. Let's see what choice will be there. I think that because Special Theory of Clownability are a macro map, I think they might be going for Cursed Hollow.
It
I
seems...
am thinking that because we never played one, we going to Dragonshire.
It seems like one of the members of Clown Fury is having some internet issues, therefore they sadly have to bring in a substitute player for the next game.
Oh, that's never the words that you want to hear during the finals of a series. Alas, sometimes real life stuff happens, or your internet just breaks. It also happens. And then you have to bring in a sub in the middle of a series.
So, Elo Name has played one game this season, and before that, his latest games were in season 13. So, a bit of a launch veteran, I'd say. That has been affiliated with such teams as Simple Sanctuary and Simple Geography, so...
Don't you need to hand in your veteran card if you skip 3 seasons in a row?
Then you become a very, very old veteran, you know?
A very old veteran, okay.
You can start retiring.
Yeah, out of retirement for 1 day only. Don't miss it.
Retirement into the fire. Oh, that's not how that saying goes? I'm sorry.
I mean, is it really fire when you're battling against sharks?
They've picked Kel'Thas twice out of 3 games already. That's a fire hazard right there.
Should have picked Kel'Thas.
Yes. Maybe Clownability will go for the Kel'Thuzad to go with the KT theme that we have going on and have some ice and fire going on.
Maybe they'll finally pick a Pyroblast. Who knows?
No.
There are no survivors in Division 6. No. The choice is here, and the choice is pretty simple. However, it is quite complex in the same way.
We're going for a team fight map.
Woo!
We're going for a Battlefield of Eternity. The macro team is going for the teamfight map. I don't know. Why am I trying to analyze this?
Because you're a caster. That's your job.
It's your job.
Description.
But I'm bad at that. Why can't I just joke for 2 hours straight? Wait, hold up. Oh well.
So with this, we have Skizo voting for map number 4. Map number 5, where he can finally see Dragonshire played again, just to be big
Dragonshire, please. Everyone, bet B, please. Bet B. They need your help. They need your help winning, and then we go map 5 Dragonshire.
Nah, surely not. I guess because it's going to be STC trying to pick, they will choose Dragonshire because it's more teamfight oriented. So.
Oh yeah.
Don't even
Indeed.
know anymore. That's on me.
And because Garden of Terror is basically a clone of Cursed Hollow, Special Theory of Clownability will never pick that map because they only lost on Garden of Terror, which is basically a clone of Cursed Hollow. Hey.
I mean, I've lost a series in Heroes of the Storm. Why should I play Heroes of the Storm in the next season of launch if I lose it? Speaking of the next season of launch, the signups are opened now! Exclamation point signups will get you over there. You can sign up as a single person, you can sign up with a team of friends. If you don't have enough, we will find someone to join your team. Or maybe bunch you up with some more interesting people.
Interesting.
You will get to meet a bunch of people, you will get to argue with a bit of them, and you will get to play HOTS. An amount. Which could be good, could be bad, I don't know. I mean, at least 10 sets of best of 3s. So, at least 20 games.
There we go. Well, indeed.
I'm actually feeling bad because, unlike you, I can't really stand up and untie.
I can't stand up. I have my mic open here. If I stand up, I will make all kinds of noises and stuff. It's if you stand up, people actually know what's going on. If I stand up, it will sound like a hurricane's flying around and doing stuff.
I mean, we have been making noises for hours. That's called casting. Come on.
Oh. There we go.
We're just sending waves through air, guys. Don't mind us.
Indeed.
So...
we're waiting for...
The teams are ready, but our moderator is not. The games have been too much for transparent so far.
Wait, can Eric even join when the lobby's full?
No, he cannot. When the mod even gets tired of the game.
Oh dear.
2 intense games.
Yep, indeed.
I mean, the games were very intense. They were very fun to watch from this position at the very least. I'm not sure how the teams feel about them. I'm hoping that they are having fun because that's basically the point of the game. Or is it the metal? Maybe it's the metal. The metal is the point of the game. Don't you dare having fun. Go win this.
I've seen. Wait. He's actually leaving. Hold up.
Yep. Oh.
Goodbye.
I got.
So, you're stuck with me.
Oh no.
Got pulled out because it was the party lead.
Oh yeah. That wasn't supposed to happen, I don't think.
So yeah, special theory of camping's games were too intense for transparent. So there were a bunch of people who, for some reason, have decided not to be in the lobby. Some very scared casters getting scared of casting games. How dare they? I would never do such a thing.
I'm not scared. I sacrificed my legs for this.
Yeah, well, I see your legs on the picture, so...
Oh, okay.
Parts of his. Alright, but anyway, we've got everyone now in the lobby. We've got the captains sorted out, and then we are to go into the fourth and potentially final map, into the draft of that.
Can't be
Hopefully.
a launch broadcast without technical issues, can it?
Maybe.
So, what do we want to talk about for this one?
That we're going to team fight map picked by the macro team, which...
Okay. So, what do we think about the priorities in the draft? Do we think that the Haka will still be a huge thing, or...
I feel like the Haka is still really strong on this map.
I think
I'm
the
not
Haka is still
asking the one who's
strong on this- I think the Haka is still strong on this map. I think there are better heroes in this position because Haka is basically strong on every map. You stick that one in your pocket, Samu. Damn it.
Except for Volskaya, there is total garbage.
Oh yeah, Volskaya,
But
there's
it's-
not enough wishes
I mean,
there.
If we want to pick a hero that one of us is incredibly biased for, we do have better options than the Haka, let's be honest. But yeah.
Well, let's go into the draw.
Like you don't need wave clear because you don't need double soaking here. So Imperius in the off lane can be a consideration.
Ooh.
I mean, one big thing on Battlefield, a lot of people underestimate, is the split soak. The Haka can bring you in during those objective phases when you then hit the level 10 power spike earlier for the second objective, for example, or by just being able to clear the first bruiser camp early on without having to really commit someone there who just stays there and then takes again 10 seconds to rotate towards the team or something like that. So he really is still very helpful at those macro decisions on the map. But yes, agreed. To team fighting itself, he doesn't bring much compared to our...
So basically what you're saying is that you really, really, really like the Haka.
Yes, but looking at team fighting, there are definitely other options which can also help out quite a lot. For example, Urel is amazing on this map with just knocking people into
indeed.
stuns. Blaze in general having a lot of zone control around the boss areas. There's a lot of good offliners.
I actually wanted to bring up the Blaze because I feel like I haven't seen him today at all. Maybe once with Combustion. I was not watching the games. Why would I? I'm a caster. I don't watch. I cast. But why no Blaze? Or why not a Blaze rather today, or rather right now? Should be an interesting
maybe both offlaners don't really play Blaze, and he does take some getting used to, and you can't just pick him out of the box and be good at it.
I also find amusing how the bans switch a lot with both Vala and Gamin being brought up into the bans in the first stage. Vala being
Junkrat
banned.
is open for the first time, I believe.
Does Junkrat do much outside, like in terms of racing?
He
think not
pokes.
really.
He's in the poke camp.
Oh, and the instant ending. I love it. Like, Hauki Gaming have found their priority. Their priority is to make sure that people are not getting blown up. You pick Enduin, you get people the hell out. Love it.
Indeed. So we will be continuing with Sylvanas and it's instead Li
Brightwing.
Ming as a first pick.
Oh,
And Muradin. That's
Well-
completely different.
Li Ming is a pretty good racing mage. I'd say one of the better racing mages in this game.
I mean, as
Muradin
far as mages go, she's the best at racing. Yes, she's
and
still not-
Muradin so far has 100% win rate in this series, so... Right?
Like he's been picked once and he won.
I love
See-
Twitch in the meantime
Even if you're
analyzing the
not wrong.
situation. BOE is a good map for Junkrat because it is a map and Junkrat is good on maps.
Yeah, that's.
And there we go, we
Indeed.
get him.
There's Junkrat. I'm still not a fan of this Gaslow. Even
What
though,
do you-
even though
what do
they
you
won
mean?
previous game, I'm still not a fan of this Gaslow.
You don't understand. It's a simple plan. You put down the grow bomb. You put down a Junkrat mine. You mine everyone out of the grow. Wait, no. And Uberak has been banned again.
So support ban now on the right. Maybe Sylvanas ban even.
I could see a Chromie ban.
Chromie ban. Why? They have Ming. Do you want them to go Ming Chromie?
Why not?
Because if the skill shots get dodged, you never kill anyone.
Yeah, well, just hit your abilities.
Okay, fair enough.
You do have the Meridian for it. Ah, that's actually a good one, yeah. That's the first time that they didn't get to pick Brightwing first stage of drafting.
To be
So
fair
it's-
though, they kind of don't want Brightwing. They kind of want to have CC on their healer with Ming Muradin. Like Muradin stun, and then you have any follow-up CC, Ming just blows up the target.
So, which support do you think will be there?
Tyrande possible.
Malfurion maybe? Tyrande does add a lot of race
well.
with the Hunter's Mark onto the...
Oh, Malfurion could be an interesting one. It sounds good, and we haven't had a Malfurion today, I think.
And we have Sonya and Sylvanas next to pickups from Clownability, so they bring again a little bit of CC there with the Sonya Spear, and Sylvanas maybe going into the mind control again, which we have seen a few times already.
Ooh! Wait, is this going to be the legendary Mosh Pit plus Word of Light combo? Probably not, because it is an actual game where people are trying to be competitive.
You could
but-
do the light bomb into slide into Mosh Pit.
And there's Malfurion.
Malfurion.
Yep. So, yeah, the draft has gotten entirely different. Which one of those do you guys like?
I feel
I
like
don't know which team races here actually, because
Race isn't
in
important.
the meantime, betting is set up, so I think Clown Theory will be able to close out the series with a 3-1 exclamation mark bet A the number of points you want to bet on them, or exclamation mark bet B if you think Hauki Gaming will be the winners of this game.
I think their solution for racing is just wipe the enemy team and then take the immortal.
It has to be for Hauki Gaming. Like they have
Well-
no race. While on the Clown Theory, they have mean to just poke it. Murdin could opt into the Sledgehammer on level 4, which gives him insane race. Sonya is doing decent race, and Sylvanas also is decent at racing. So I feel like Hauki Gaming really has to look for those team fights, but I'm not sure how they really want to try and kill it. Kel'Thuz's Jungle just doesn't work for me in my head somehow.
Will
Yeah.
Hauki Gaming be able to find those big team fights that they need? Because, I mean, they've got some very interesting ideas. I can see Gravelwomp with retire work out, especially on level 20 once the Junkrat gets his big-ass resets. Apologies. That was one S.
Maybe they do the other ult. They do Grapho Bomb into the stun, into the Junkrat bomb.
Ooh,
But let's
that's
thingy.
interesting.
Get into the game. Take it away, Josh and Skizo.
Thank you, Samu, for introducing me every single time. Anyway, on the left, we do have Noznary still trying to prove that Engage is equal to Mind Control Squared. On Sylvanas, Adams Yuda picking up the Malfurion Alone, the first game for the guy in the season, I think. No, the second game for this guy in the season. Playing as the Li Ming Turks on Murdin, also picking up the level 1 Perfect Storm. And Krasnolud on the Sonya.
And on the red side, trying to finally even the score, it's Hauki Gaming with Swan playing ETC, Terba on Gazlo, Inpumax on Kilthas, Dakutaku playing Junkrat, and Maza on Anduin. Let's see what's happening. And the ETC has been found in the bush, taking some poke damage, but able to heal himself right back up. Only stacking talent on the Muradin. Perfect storm. So maybe going into that sledgehammer on level 4.
Ooh, block party for the ETC is not a talent that I necessarily see too often, but I like it against the Sylvanas, against the Sonya. And we do have a power slide on Turks. The bomb will get shared to Adam Suda, but I don't think that either side will worry too much about those. The big question is, will anyone go up top to try and steal the camp?
Think that we will just wait until the first kill happens in the bot lane, like now. Oh no, ETC gets saved by the Anduin, and then if you get killed in the bot lane, the other team takes the siege camp and you send one
And
hero
look
to
at
the
some
top
of
lane.
Furion positioning. He's going in aggressively, knowing that the enemy will probably not be here, just trying to keep his position, trying to scout it out with his abilities, which do have higher range than the power slide. So, an interesting idea there, trying to potentially aim at the siege camp, does not work out in the end.
What do you think about the Sonya level 1 auto attack healing instead of W trying to go for extra damage onto the Immortal?
Well, if we had an offlane main in this chat, he would have probably told us something about that, but unfortunately I only know healers this season. There's a nice root on the Kalthas, gonna go to sleep, but not gonna do much except prevent the kill on Turks. So, nicely done by Adam Suda. I should probably stop name dropping and start calling characters by their character names, right?
Yeah,
These are
that's what I
ways.
try to do.
Sylvanas and Malfurion are gonna go to the Bruiser camp, and so will Kalthas with Anduin, and the EDC actually, trying to take the camp as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so no team setting their sights on either of these siege camps, and instead just going for the Bruiser camps on the safe sides to push with them during the objective.
I think that STC could have tried to do something with that bottom siege camp, considering that they know that Junkrat is the only one in vision here. The only one
Junkrat does have his bomb on the point, so they would have known that that camp is going on if Clownability would have gone for that camp.
That is pretty fair. That said, we do have a few Immortals spawning in.
Both teams are just going for a race, and a lot of damage going out by either team, really. And it looks like...
And you were saying that there's no race for the red team.
I mean... yeah, I guess, yes. They're just racing equally right now.
The Immortals are spawned back, and Liming is actually going to be the first one to the point, which means that Hauki Gaming are defending. Hauki Gaming are trying to find things. There's a bunch of damage put into the Meridian, but he will be able to jump out. The roots are nasty there. Maza will get slapped, but will be able to get out. And while all of this is happening, Nozari is just trying to race as hard as possible. Krasnul will finally die, Sonya is killed. There's a bunch of damage put into the Sylvanas, who's gonna help the Liming to find the final orb to win the first race for the blue
Yeah,
team.
it was a very nice route onto the Sonya under the Immortal stun, and then she was just blown up because she couldn't move for a solid 4 seconds. Meanwhile, chase onto Malfurion ended up into Malfurion putting a root down and 4 red heroes falling asleep, and now they have to defend against the Immortal onslaught in the top lane.
Well, the Immortal shield will get broken down quite quickly, but the wall will feel the wrath. Especially considering that black arrows are still up, and a very useful tool for Special Fury of Clownability. Just fading out the damage, making sure that the Immortal will be able to survive a little bit further, a little bit more. There will be a little bit more damage done to those forts, which, considering that structural damage is healed by exactly one ability in this game, and Abathur is not on the map, goes a long way.
Yeah, indeed. And like I said, race important. They lost more than half of their fort in the top lane because they don't have race. Damn it.
Didn't they go equal on the halftime show and then just lost the race because they did not show up on the respawn?
Oh, they were behind, so they should have taken that fight. So that wasn't a bad decision, I don't think.
See? Why are you trying to bully them then?
I'm not bullying them. I wouldn't dare. They're playing in the finals. I'm just casting. Look at that teeth clickety clackety go.
Oh no.
Honestly
Scary
amazing.
teeth.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, not much happening other than that. Bot lane's totally fine. Top lane, a fight brewing. He's sliding in.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
a big mine. Turks is in a very interesting position, but will be able to jump out. He is a Murdian after all. So...
Murdian pretty safe, even if he gets booped into the enemy team or just out of the lane. Can just jump over a wall back to safety. Stun onto Murdian. Root hitting as well, but the Junkrat bomb was just a tiny bit too late to follow up on all that.
So yeah, so far this 4v4 is much ado about nothing, and we don't even have an Imperius in this game to Shakespeare's. Oh well.
Yeah, it's such a sad state of affairs. Anyway, another Immortal phase spawning. And the blue team trying to set up a gank onto this Gaslow, but Gaslow was aware of it happening. And now both teams are once again racing on this Immortal. Gaslow is peeping in, trying to interrupt the blue team from doing too much damage.
I might have figured out where the race of the red team is. It's a Gaslow. I think, maybe. Once he sets up, he does a lot of damage.
Maybe.
Either way, the Immortals are gonna spawn in away positions, which makes Hauki Gaming's life even harder, because now they need to stay there to defend and send someone to race if they want to get a chance of securing this objective.
Blue team is starting their bruiser camp while this is all going on.
There's a mine on the camp. There's a root and a sleep on the ETC. But Hauki Gaming can definitely try to sneak something out there. Both teams aiming for the level 10, and Hauki Gaming actually will be first there, I think. Yes, indeed. Will it matter? Don't think so.
I don't think so, because the blue team can just retreat, and if ever the red team sends a single hero into the opposing Immortal, the red team can take up another aggressive position.
And there's a graph, and the big issue with what Hauki Gaming are doing right now is that they have been defending for a minute, or minute and a half even, and throughout all of that time they have done 0 damage to their own Immortal. How are they supposed to...
Initiation! Huge initiation onto the Sonya, and Sonya was not able to move. Oh, ETC tried to activate Mosh Pit, pulled away, and is blown up even after.
And the engage is on Impumax, not feeling too great at Kel'Thas, but there's going to be a light bomb. The Riptide hits on 3, but all in all, the race will finish in the meantime. 5k shield and a half. So Turks continuing to try and engage on Impumax. Dakutaku not feeling too great and actually feeling quite dead as well.
Yes, indeed. So nice turnaround by the blue team, fighting next to their Immortal, and the red team just wasn't able to secure more kills after that single Sonya kill during the fight. And Immortal pushing in the bot lane into that red fort. I don't think the red team will be able to save this fort if the last push was any sort of indication.
I think they can definitely attempt to, but that would be risky. Impumax getting stunned and losing a bit of HP, getting knocked out of the roots. You hate to see that, but unfortunately miscommunications happen to everyone. And usually that's not a kind of things that you would communicate, so... Meanwhile, the fort finally falls down thanks to the black arrows, reducing the amount of damage taken by the Immortal by quite a bit. I think close to 100%, considering that no one else was attacking it.
Yes, indeed. Now, the blue team immediately leaving their Immortal, going into the top lane and just taking this fort, which was damaged in the first push. So, 2 objectives won, 2 forts down. Now, the red team is on the back foot quite a bit. not having those safe positions to retreat to.
Ooh, the double stun is huge, but there's going to be a bunch of damage put into the Sylvanas, actually looking to be the... Sorry, no, that's the Malfurion. Apologies. EDC not feeling too great, gonna get saved by the Anduin, however, feeling good. Power sliding in on top of the Sonya. Sonya is going to get healed, and
Nice.
Hauki Gamin are turning it around. There's going to be a Riptire. Malfurion is dead as well. Li Ming has no HP as well. Can they? Can they?
They
Can
are
they?
trying to. They keep the turret
There's
shots.
one auto attack from Druid. They can't. They can't. Oh
No,
my
they
god.
can't. So
What?
instead,
They can
Oh.
finally take the camp that was...
was prepared during the previous Immortal phase, yes.
Yeah, that was like 3 minutes ago, right?
Okay, now they should probably try and push forward with this one, but they don't have auto attack damage, so
I mean, they don't really have any big ways to push down things, but they do have ways to remove players from the map, and right now they're just waiting for long cooldowns on players, so...
yep, and the blue team just takes the siege camp, which is another problem that the red team has to worry about during this objective phase.
I'm surprised that Gaslow did not actually get the top camp. I think he could have. He actually started it. One of those minions is dead, but did not commit. Which I understand. Trying
And
to
the
secure.
blue team is earlier on the Immortal once again because the red team was trying to get this Bruiser camp going. Look at that, 50% on the red Immortal and like a percentage on the blue Immortal.
Honestly, it doesn't matter too much. If Hauki Gamin get a fight and get to win that fight, they will win the Immortal. If they don't get a fight or don't get to win a fight, rather, then the Immortal goes to the
They
blue
need to
team.
force some kills, but with ETC is pretty squishy if he doesn't get that like 3-man, 4-man
Look
mosh
at the
pit.
positioning of that Li Ming just being so very annoying. However, Turbo doing a good job of just tanking for the Immortal with those turrets. Which is a very
Yeah,
interesting...
and Li Ming is just shooting skill shots over the wall.
They finally find a thing, but no, the roots are on point there from Adam Siude. However, that stops STC from being on the Immortal. That does mean that Hauki Gaming get to breathe a little bit, get to send the
But what can they do
Gaslow
during all that
back
time?
to defend the fort. There's the mind control on the ETC. ETC losing a bit of HP, but the main engage is on the Kel'Thas there. The light bomb will connect, and 2 bodies fall down. The Fire Mage and the Big Cow, which does allow Special Theory of Clownability to get essentially untouched Immortal, which
Yeah.
lost 1 HP as Red one fall down. That's an interesting glitch. Anyway,
It's a huge Immortal, and I think this keep may be saved, maybe.
and
It's gonna
Turbo
be...
has left the match. We had our issues again. So, what do you have to say for yourself?
I'm sorry that my internet is dropping. I can't help it. I'm only a whale. Help me, please. Help! No, stop shaking me. Ah!
Why are you losing? Why are you drafting this? What's happening?
I'm just a stuffed whale. Please stop.
Can you not? Can you win and go to game 5? This guy wants Dragon Shy. This guy.
Yes, please,
I know.
please just forfeit the game and go to Dragonshire. That's the only way to
If you
save
forfeit
me.
the game, you lose the series.
Oh, draft. Well, I don't want that.
Wait, we're in the game, right?
We're back again, and with a full HP, with a full shielded Immortal in the top lane. So, will this keep be saved? Place your bet. Oh no, you already bet on which team will win. I think this keep is going to fall.
As a professional caster, I don't have any strong opinions one way or the other. But this could be an interesting team fight. Ooh, very nice.
The Junkrat buff, it was a Sylvanas able to jump right back over that wall.
That's going to be the wall. There's still half shield on the Immortals. They definitely take down the keep and could
Yeah,
potentially even try
this
to go
keep's
for.
gone.
However, Hauki Gaming really need to find something soon, lest they want
Level 16
to...
is looming for the blue team, so if they get level
Too late.
16, there they are. They may be able to go for core with this 50% HP remaining immortal. Maybe, will they go?
So that's going to be a mind control right into the stun, right into the Twilight Dream. Oh lord, this chain is disgusting. However, the Immortal itself is losing quite a bit of HP. They've got one pick, but they've lost some health points on themselves. There's going to be a jump in, there's going to be a light bomb, there's going to be a gravel bomb as well.
Turnaround is huge by the red team.
Sonya finally dies. The shielding on the core means that the core did not actually take any damage. Turks will be able to get out thanks to being a Meridian, but Enduin bites a little bit more than he could choose. There's a stun on Eloname. Eloname will finally fall down. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. In the end, it's just a 2-for-2. However, Dakutaku can try to find something else. No, prefers to play safe, which I think is correct.
Yeah, the blue team can just retreat. Like, there's almost no red structures remaining. Only the keep on the bottom lane, whilst they still have all their forts standing. They have front wall. The front wall of the blue team on the bot lane has not taken any damage whatsoever. Just yet. So they still feel very, very healthy.
Oh lord, this will take a lot of effort from Hauki Gaming to actually get the game back into an equalish state. Oh, Turks can't find an Enduin, but there's a save, there's a second save. Ooh, very nice. There's a mosh pit, there's a mosh pit on the Sylvanas. That could be huge. Can they find a follow-up? No, they can't really, but Sylvanas still dies. Thanks to the Flame Strike, thanks to the KT without Zed. Eloname tries to go in, but gets trapped.
Gets destroyed. Yeah, it blinks
it's
right.
It's a trap, boys, and there's 2 kills out of nowhere. Hauki Gaming have found a thing. How much can they do to the Immortal, however, is a big question.
Well, they have like 30 seconds before the Ming respawns. So I think they can get like 15% of an Immortal during that time. And after that, they'll have to look.
And also the Immortals spawn in the home position, which does mean that they don't need to allocate any additional resources to trying to defend against STC. So that is just one of the best outcomes so far for them in the series.
And this is the first favorable trade that they made, I think. They are ahead in kills. And
well,
they do get the 50% mark before the Li Ming comes back. But it did take a long time.
So now Enduin is going to go get some mana, and they are gonna try and keep racing. I think that if both teams race from now on, like from this particular point in time, oh, the mind control misses, that's good. Hauki Gaming will actually win the race. Just because there's a slide on Nosnori, not going to be enough. A stun on the Sonya. Sonya not feeling too great. Gravel Bomb will not be enough because the jump is used. There's going to be a retire. Does not connect too painfully. And both teams seem to be equalish, but it's Hauki Gaming that are on the offensive. Hauki Gaming are the ones pushing in, which means that they are the ones who are taking that Immortal HP down. It's very unfavorable to be on the defensive for a long period of time on this map, and STC are noting this. STC are trying to find the flanks. There's a bunch of damage put into Turks. There's a stun on Adam Siuda, but no follow-up, unfortunately. And ETC, there's no enough HP here.
Sylvanas jumping in deep, trying to
that
go for the
something.
ETC. Instead, getting turned around home.
The instant interrupt, the instant kill on the ETC, but Sylvanas is dead, and they are sharing bombs. Li Ming will get blown up, as well as the Gazlo. And this time around, KT will actually get saved by Maza, and yeah, that's a 2-for-2 trade.
Score, taking damage.
Oh, it does. Oh lord. That was the plan all along. Not like this.
Sonya is working on the Immortal together with the Meridian.
Only 6,000 to go for the Junkrat, Kel'Thas, and Enduin. I think they can do it, but
Furion is a fierce defender, however.
Not if they're gonna sleep and get stunned like that, or get killed by the Meridian? Question mark. There's the light bomb. There's a stun. The E misses. Interesting. While Dakutaku is getting the final few bits of damage, he will win the race for his team. 15,000 HP on that Immortal.
So during that final 10% of the blue Immortal, the Sonya on her own was able to do like 60% of that third Immortal. Like, compare that race.
I mean, we are really trying to compare a Sonya which is doing it in a relaxing 1v0 environment versus a Junkrat who's trying not to freaking die.
Yes, because that's what we're working with.
Understandable. Have a nice day. Speaking of nice days, this Immortal could have seen better days and probably has, but the wall will go down and this fort can finally be taken down, potentially, maybe? No, not really.
It's defended.
Oh lord. So
They go front wall with the third Immortal.
They take half a fort with each one Immortal. Considering that there's still a wall technically standing in the top lane and there's half a fort in the bot lane,
Yep.
Hauki Gamin will need to take 3, 4, 7
Let's call
Immortals.
it 9 more Immortals before they finally get to the core. Yeah, they might need to rethink.
Hope you guys are ready for a long game.
Yeah, we still have a game of Dragonshire after this one. Anyway, blue team is looking for a gank onto the red team. And the red team is not having it.
I'll be honest, chat, I think that the fish has been pre-seasoned by itself. I don't think it needs any more
Stun
salt.
onto
There's
ETC,
jump
into loop, into mind control, but he is
into the
pulled.
save from Zendun, and there's going to be a gravel bomb, and there's going to be a light bomb. The team that engages loses because the other side is prepared. Very nicely done by Hauki Gaming, honestly. And while that is happening, we do see that the Bruiser Camp up top is decreasing the number of Immortals that's needed to take.
Ah, indeed. If this Bruiser Camp can hang on, maybe it can do more damage to this fort than the Immortal ever could. No, it's dead. Never mind.
Ooh. So, the next Immortal is on its way. It's going to spawn in home position, so once again, good for Hauki Gaming, who really wants their opponents to run at them, I think. And really want to take those fights instead of trying to force them, because forcing those fights did not work well for them so far.
Initiation into the backline by the Muradin, but ETC was able to slide him
Ooh,
right.
the Immortal stun on 2 targets, that is going to hurt, but not hurt enough, because the follow-up is not there, because no one has managed to get themselves in a position that desperate.
Gra is able to place some traps down, having them follow the blue heroes around, and the halftime show is secured by the red team, because the blue team did not find an engage and trying to push them off the Immortal.
8 to go? Wait, no, they still need to win this one. Ah, right. The Malfurion will get stunned, has lost half HP, but no one is in position to actually do any damage. However, ETC still tries. There's a mosh pit, there's a mind control, there's a kill on the Malfurion. That is a healer, that's big. ETC gonna get light bomb, but that's not enough. The Death Marsh, the best level 20 talent in the game, will secure 2 kills for Hauki Gaming.
Nice.
Nice
death march there.
Alaname?
No, the Junkrat replaced his bomb on the ground, so the Ming was able to
Still
walk.
gonna die to the Gaslow. No, not even the Gaslow,
the
just the
KT,
Kelthus.
it was the Flame
Yeah.
Strike.
Meanwhile, the core losing HP. Will they notice it? Yes, they will. The Gaslow goes back 72% on the core. At some point, special theory of clownability will just go on backdoor. I think that's a genuine possibility, judging by the way this game is going.
And Wink getting stunned by the Immortal, immediately pinked by his own team for his hubris.
Love that. I got killed by an Immortal once.
Did you at least get pushed into it and did not walk into it yourself?
Sure, we'll say that.
Josh got pushed into an Immortal. That's totally fair. That's just good gameplay by your opponents.
I was playing as a Zul'jin, 1v0, tried to maximize it, the damage. But turns
You're
out
insane. Anyway,
that an Immortal
the top
stun
fort
does
finally
more than
falling.
15.
This Immortal counts double, taking the top fort by itself.
7 to go.
I mean, this Immortal has a full shield, so maybe that's
They
what
can
it
keep
does.
going, actually, yeah. They can reduce it even
mean,
more.
they
I don't
should
see you to
keep
get
going.
stunned. That's a big engage on the Malfurion. However, the roots will stop anything the light bomb misses, but so does the mind control. Can they keep going? They should, right?
They should keep going here. They should
How
at least
far
the
can
keep
they
with
keep
this.
going?
They need to get the keep with this one.
The number is on 5. Turks will jump out immediately. He doesn't want to get stunned, doesn't want to get stun locked, doesn't want his team to lose, because I think at this point, people dying means that they can actually start going core.
If the red team can get kills here, this Immortal will end the game.
Sylvanas taking a lot of damage. The Immortal is still on half HP, but the entire top lane is gone, bringing our count down to 4. There's going to be an
trying to slide in, but not able to find
the shields are still up, 94%.
Yeah, and the red team should be backing off right now because they weren't able to prevent their Immortal from falling. And now, the game is kind of even.
Hey, I didn't teleport into the Immortal. Zul'jin does not have any teleports. Come on. I walked into it.
Yeah, that's what I asked, right? Anyway, red team going for the top siege camp, trying to put some more pressure, or at least get this pressure off the map. Make sure.
And this really helps for Hauki Gaming. Not only they get this big push, not only they get to just eradicate one of the lanes on the map, leaving only one for theory of clownability to hang on, but they also depush the lanes that was doing them the most issues. This lane will not be able to go into the core for quite a while, which does mean that they are able to stand around the Immortals where it matters most, where their whole composition is based around them.
I'm not sure if I agree with them capturing their Bruiser camp right now, because that's usually a safe capture, and sending it all at the core now makes it so that the blue team can build up some catapults in that lane, which will make it an issue, well, right about now when the Immortal spawns.
Well, the Immortals will spawn in the away.
They know the
in the home position again. Like it's like they're not changing their position on the map. Interesting. Things that the third Immortals that spawns in this way. Oh well. Here we see that both teams setting up, and look at Special Theory of Clownability already setting up a little bit behind their Immortal. Maybe a little bit scared of the engages potentially.
Yeah, indeed. The
Just
red
now
team
moving
needs
up.
to take care of the top lane, because that one will be pushing into their side.
It will, but they have at least a minute before it starts really becoming a problem, and I think I would prefer them using that minute to find a big engage and kill some people. Alanin jumps in, that might be a potential point of looking at, but nothing happens because of it. And no. The mine goes over Fry as well. Actually, both sides have catapults up top, so the top lane will depush itself.
Nope, that one will be pushing into the red side.
There's a stun on the Sylvanas. Sylvanas will have to blink out. The Gravel Bomb is used. A little bit of overcommitment might be the issue. There's a Light Bomb, misses. There's a Riptide, does connect. The ETC will die, but there's a Deathmash right on top of the Sonya. The Sonya will finally fall down. That took a lot of time, actually.
Now,
No
can
Fury?
they get another?
Not feeling too great, but I mean, their big engage was the ETC, right? They don't really have those big engagements besides him. Maybe Gravel Bomb, but nothing really that comes out instantly and is devastating. And now with Sylvanas actually going top, recognizing the win condition of her own team, pushing in the wave a bit, just making sure that this entire waiting thing is not in vain, just making sure that they eventually start doing damage to the enemy's core, rather than the other way around.
Yep, Gaslow trying to set up some turrets on this point, but look at the health bars of these Immortals. They're absolutely massive.
But the most important part is that it falls down. Slowly but surely. And eventually Hauki Gaming will get it. Once they get it, I think this one might actually be going into the core. ETC is back on the map, and so
finish the game, I do think.
Yeah, and so is the Sonya. Ooh,
nice boop onto Meridian, who doesn't.
Meridian not feeling too great. The Gravel Bombs. There's going to be a stun. Meridian gonna get down. There's going to be a retire. Nozari and Elonim both taking damage, and Swan is now back on the map. So Hauki Gaming 5v4 now definitely can try to race, and definitely should try to race, because if not now, then when? Nozari going to fall down. Sylvanas not feeling too great. The sleep on Swan, and Sonya will manage to jump out, but all in all, 2 people dead. Hauki Gaming got what they wanted, and
This is taking a lot of damage of the Immortal, by the way.
Holy hell. This is such a game.
Yeah, they
Half-time
probably
show.
want to deep push the top lane right now.
Probably want to deep push the bot lane because that keep is also not feeling too great, but they actually reset. They take a big all reset, which the enemy side used to almost negate the entire first half of the show. Oh my god. This is nasty. I think that Hauki Gamin still wins this. But I think if they go and
win the game with this is the
But
question.
I think if they go and fight now, they have a higher chance of ending the game with this one. 29, well, 30,000 HP on the shield, so quite a number. The issue is, how much will you be doing with it?
Okay, they're sending the bruiser camp to the top lane, so they
Ooh,
won't have to worry about that one.
Clownability are trying to end, I think.
They can't end through the bot lane. There's a keep there.
Yeah, but they can't just go there and this allows their opponents from moving up and just take down the thing while their opponents are trying to figure out what the hell just happened. The shield is gone already. Oh my god, they're not ending.
Nope.
Close. However, Sylvanas still gets stunned. Good. And damaged by the Q. The Phoenix goes out, the wall will fall down.
Now, the red team is pushing with this Immortal, or at least some sort of semblance of pushing with the Immortal, because they don't really do much damage to structures.
There's a stun of
themselves.
the Sylvanas yet again. That's no issue.
Because they're doing this, they need to get this keep down. They are required to... Okay, the keep's down.
The
That's
keep is
good.
down, but they don't get anything else.
Nope, they have
We're
to retreat
standing
now.
up for one more! Meanwhile, the camp has entered the base and will actually start damaging the core, so if they manage to get the fight going for a while, that can work for the red team, actually. Because that is starting to attack the core.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
think
look
they
at
will
that
be able
damage by
to...
the Junkrat, that poke. Oh, stun onto
There's
the wing.
a mosh pit! The
of
sleep
damage
does
onto
not
the
do
main.
much because the damage is done already. The jump will be here. Gaslow not feeling too great, but there's a gravel bomb on the Sonya. Turks in the meantime tanking literally everything, but gets rooted in the end and gets killed
There's
mercilessly.
3 catapults
82% on the
core.
core. 2
There's 3
catapults on the
catapults
core.
on the
The
core,
other
but
one is
I
pushing
mean-
mid.
With that, I mean one of the catapults is focusing on that mid tower because that's what they do.
It's a 2-lane map. You push mid, of course. 60% on the core, and I think this is going to be game 5.
Yeah, it looks like that Hauki Gaming will secure their second victory in this series, meaning it will be a 5-game series. And in the end, the mid tower did not fall. It's important to note.
Imagine not pushing mid. So,
GG, very exciting game.
Any 31-minute 32-minute Battlefield of Eternities?
See, no race on
Jeez.
either team.
I mean, in the end, Clown Fury, they did manage to take down that Immortal. It was already huge Immortal,
Yeah.
but they still managed to take it down before it even hit the core. So if Hauki Gaming would have not found that kill onto the
they
Li
did
Ming,
manage to clown it in the end, which...
yeah, if they would have not found that kill onto the Li Ming, this could have gone on for way longer.
Yeah, they had to go for another Immortal because they can't really destroy, but they need to destroy heroes first.
Having a quick look at the stat screen, we do see in the end that on the side of Hauki Gaming, no one died more than once except for TC, and therefore the death mosh on his side was a really, really good choice.
Yep, indeed.
And then also looking at the damage numbers, Junkrat has 127k, and then the next one coming in is Kalfos with 94, and then the Li Ming comes in with 78k. So we definitely see a lot of outpoke from the side of Hauki Gaming.
But that's also reflected in the hero kills, like 21 kills for the red team, only 10 for the blue team.
So yeah. Is this going to be a reverse sweep? Are we believing in that?
We shall see, but for next we do have the choice of map between Dragonshire and Cursed Hollow.
I mean, I'm impressed by Hauki Gaming so far in those last 2 games. They've really shown now how to execute the team fight composition, either on the macro map or on the Immortal, not macro map.
They definitely woke up.
Maybe they had to do the coffee thing. Do the coffee, sit back, relax, and kill your opponents.
Indeed.
Indeed. But yeah, we do now have the choice of the map on the side of Hauki Gaming, as Clown Fury decided to go for the first pick already.
Is it our first pick that we've chosen this match?
Yes, it is actually our first pick that we have chosen.
Oh my god. Alright. So, out of Cursed Hollow and Dragonshire, Hauki Gaming are the ones who were trying to teamfight, right? So that means
Yes.
our last map is going to be Cursed Hollow. Will it?
Yes, exactly, because you're supposed to pick not what you want to. I don't know. We'll
Don't pick
see.
what the caster wants, kick with. I mean,
It can be either or. I'd know which map it'd be if I had the choice, but you know.
Will it be Braxis?
Yes.
Nice.
And not Braxis all out, right? It's the ARAM Braxis map. Braxis
Outpost is the ARAM map,
Yeah.
I think.
Like,
Lost Kevin for the win. But yeah, the
How
off season is going at the moment, so if you are participating, keep in mind the finals are on the 9th of January. We do also have time for a season signups for next season until the 19th of December. That's tomorrow in 2 weeks. And then the seeding will be done and the first round starts on the 10th of January 2022. Scarf is about to break.
Also, don't forget to sign up your team for the next season of Heroes Lounge! ! Sign up to find out information. Sign up solo. Sign up as a team. Sign up as a duo. Sign up as however many people you want, up to 9.
Or sharks.
Or sharks, whales, whatever.
So yeah. We are running out of things to promote. I'm not a fan.
I mean, not really, right? We can always do the same spiel once more. Sign up for the. No, that's not.
Just play the same song again.
Damn it! Okay, here we go. You guys, what map do you think was picked? Worst map.
By your sounds, Warhead
Dragonshire.
Junction. Warhead Junction.
Oh lord.
No, it's Cursed Hollow.
Junction all that much. I know.
So yeah,
Unpopular opinion.
raise your fish because we're going to the bird map.
The bird.
Yeah. Team fight map. Pick the macro map. Let's go.
See, told you.
Oh,
I know how it works.
It's all Yosh's plan.
I know the rare cup like the back of my hand, and I don't know the back of my hand. But yeah, anyway, since we were talking about ads that we have forgotten to mention, the Nexus Rumble is possibly the most exciting and innovative Heroes of the Storm series. It starts at 1930 CET most Sundays, and is a winner stays on style mini tournament, while 2 teams from divisions 5 to 7 for the lower Rumble play a best of 3, and two teams from division 1 to 4 battle it out to see who keeps the crown. Tell all your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your friends' moms, sisters, nephews' friend, tell your shark. There's the Nexus Rumble.
Actually, for the Nexus,
some other news.
yeah, for Nexus Rumble, there are changes planned to make it a little bit easier for teams to participate. It has run late sometimes with, especially the second series. So therefore, there are changes planned, ideas thrown around. If someone has an idea, feel free to drop it in the Heroes Lounge Discord, Discord, in the Nexus Rumble discussion.
Right, we forgot to shout out.
For not forgetting about the Nexus Rumble, because it is an amazing event. There are just some small changes happening to that event.
How could I forget about the most innovative and exciting tournament in Heroes of the Storm history? No, I'm not doing this spiel again.
Oh, that's indeed not. Anyway, Cursed Hollow, a bit like Garden of Terror, so maybe that's why Hauki Gaming decided to go there, because they did pick Garden of Terror and they won Garden of Terror, and now they picked Cursed Hollow, and because it's a carbon copy of that map, they will win Cursed... No, maybe not. Who knows? Still sides that Dragon Share was skipped out on.
You've got your Dragon Shy game today.
I did not cast that one. I could only watch.
You can cast the replays.
That's like hanging a fish in front of me. Like, look at that fish. Look at that fish.
Look at it.
And then you go and strangle it, and that's just so mad.
I already see Skeezer doing it like 24-hour stream where just casts every Dragonshire game played in launch this season.
Wait, how's he gonna make that a 24-hour stream?
If not even longer.
We have like 3 games on Dragonshire. Come on.
We have 8 divisions. There must be like 4 games of Dragonshire in each division. So that's 4 times 8. That's 24. Now I just need to make sure that every game lasts an hour, and then I have my 24-hour stream.
Just slow it down so it's really slow game speed.
32. Caster math, sorry.
Just make it a really slow game speed.
I mean, to be fair, that is Dragonshire, so the games usually do feel kind of slow. Especially in lower divisions where there's not too much rotation action.
Yes, indeed.
Actually, the Hauki Gaming did lose the semi-final, but sadly the ones they lost to were unable to show today, so...
Wait, how come they get to do that? Oh.
What? Because sometimes real life stuff happens, and you know it's unfortunate. But alas, and don't tell me that this isn't an amazing series, because it certainly is.
This is not an amazing series. Now, what else did you want me to not say?
Oh, I'm coming for you, Yosh. I'm coming. Oh.
Get a wizard first.
Alright, we are about to be ready, guys. We have everyone in the lobby, and then we're good to go soon, hopefully, when the teams are ready to go into the grand finals map of Division 6.
Oh. See,
Yes,
unlike the moderators, we don't really get anyone to substitute for us, so we're getting more and more tired, as you might have noticed, by the amount of random-ass things that I have said. But to be fair, random-ass things being said by me is just the nature of me, so...
Yeah, I didn't notice any sort of difference. Like,
Thank you. I'm trying to control my urges, as you might have noticed, definitely.
I mean, you did strangle that shark during the 4th game, so there's that.
Yep.
But other than that, you're still totally fine. You're still fine. You're still you.
That's fair. So, yeah. It turns out surprising that the clowns aren't us, but rather one of the teams playing. Which, apologies. We'll bring up someone who's more sophisticated in the casting talents.
More unsophisticated, but decent.
Hey.
Oh, he got him. Anyway, final map, Cursed Hollow. Let's go.
And with that, I think that we have a bunch of choices. First of all, the draft was very different from the previous games in game number 4. I think it's going to revert back to the norm. And yes, indeed, Junkrat is already being banned.
Junkrat banned. I still can't believe that the red team has not banned Sylvanas in any of these games.
I mean, to be fair, in the last games they've actually managed to pick off Sylvanas quite efficiently. So I think they've figured out how to counter it and therefore don't need to ban it necessarily.
Fair enough.
That said, I want to interrupt some on this. So, betting is now open. Please use the command bet-A to root for the team on the left, which is, in this particular case, Special Theory of Clownability, and use bet-B to bet on Hauki Gaming if you believe in the reverse sweep.
Don't forget the exclamation point at the start and the number of points at the end.
Thank you. That said, nothing changed. We have banned out some pretty bad heroes, and now the first pick is going to
Don't bet
be...
for AD Bandit the Haka. joking. Clown Fury with the first pick on
Anduin has been
Anduin.
stolen by the blue team, so the red team does not have Anduin.
Oh no, that is actually big. That is actually worth the first pick.
GG, game's over.
I wouldn't,
Special theory of clownability 1.
I wouldn't
Go
be
home.
that
No?
disappointed, but that is a big swing. I think that this first pick is definitely worth choosing first pick for.
I don't know if Gaslow is the pick. Brightwing is a good pick. I don't know if they have a Falstad player.
They did win 3 games. They did win 2 games with Gaslow. They lost 2 games where they did not pick Gaslow. I do see a definite statistic advantage for Gaslow there.
It's definitely the Gaslow. It's not the Anduin, which they did not get in the first 2 games and did get in game 3 and 4. It's definitely the Gaslow, which they did not pick.
I think Hauki Gaming have chosen to go for comfort rather than actual
No, it's Greymane.
big setup. Greymane is also. That means we won't see the Sylvanas.
Greymane is huge on this map. Like his boss clear speed is so quick, and he can do solo bruiser camps and all that jazz, all that you want.
Is he
On the
bigger
macro
than
map.
Sylvanas?
Is he bigger than Sylvanas? I don't know. Guess we're going to find out together.
That's a good point. And Varian is being banned out as well, so we don't have anyone from the 3 people that Special Theory of Clownability have been trying to first pick. Because Sylvanas was not picked, Brighton is picked by the opponent, and Varian is banned. So that is going to be quite a change of playstyle. Is this enough to finally snatch themselves the 3rd victory that has been evading them?
I don't know. And now my question is, does the red team have a Vikings player? Because if they're not playing Dragonshire, they at least give me a Vikings game.
With a Gaslow?
They already have Gaslow, Devil's Head as Lyric.
Gaslow main tank, let's go!
I don't think Vikings would fit for either side really well.
No.
Because Clown Fury can also just push in with the Greymane if they want to. So
I honestly would not be surprised if they go for the ETC again. Like, I think that Deathmarch was just so useful for them, they might want to try to...
And I don't know if I like the Joanna pick right this moment. They could have gone for a DPS and saved that tank pick for last, but I wasn't that impressed with Joanna in the first game. But there's Falstad.
That is a Falstad, but I think that's a different Falstad player compared to the Sky Temple game. So
It's fair enough, because it was
might be a bit of
toxic tofu.
might be a bit less impactful. That said, is a big thing to look at during the game. That said, I'm not sure if I like the fact that Hauki Gaming have gone for a more traditional-ish setup, I guess. A little bit less safe, a little bit more in terms of damage. Not sure. Anyway, which draft do you guys like more?
I mean, it's the Gaslow. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just because the other side
So
might be
it's
harder?
the
like
Gaslow.
red draft more because they have Gaslow. I prefer the blue draft because the Greymane.
They made me a believer. They made me believe it's Gaslow.
And I honestly don't know. Well, why are you guys calling me to cast those things? I can't even analyze. Yay.
But in general, we do see Falstad and Lyric for side of Clown Fury, so they already have a really nasty isolation combo with like Entomb and Gust. And on the other side, it is again a lot around playing around those wombo combos with probably Blessed Shield into Gessler combo and then Kel'Thas damage, while having the Tychus to poke, the Tychus Brightwing to poke. So it's gonna be really rough for both teams without the ultimates, I feel like.
I think the big thing here is going to be trying to save the Kel'Thas once he
But anyways,
inevitably gets.
let's get into the game.
And Anyway, for the final time today, actually, as a matter of fact, because it is the last series today, we do have Adam Siuda playing as an Enduin Aloname on Falstad Nosnary, not trying to prove that Engage is mind control squared this time around, because he is playing the Grey main. Krasnolut is on the Leoric, and Turks is playing as the Merdin.
And on the right side, in the red, Hauki Gaming trying to execute a reverse sweep. It's Taba on the Gaslow. It's Swan on the Joanna. Ipnumax on Kelthas. Dakutaku playing Tychus. And Maza on the Brightwing.
I think the big thing this game is going to be trying to save Kelthas from the engages, and I'm not quite sure how many, if the tools that they have are enough for that purpose.
Yeah. I also don't know. What's the red team do? The red team's not...
Vibin. The red team is vibin.
Red team's vibin. Kelthas might be in trouble. No. Wait,
Surely
why is he
not.
walking forward? He walked forward into the stun, and now Brightwing has to port into him to save the Kelthas. He did
Because
a lot
he's
of
not
damage
scared.
to Muradin and the Falstad.
He's not scared in the slightest. Anyway. Yeah, I guess we do have Falling Sword, which technically does count as a save somewhat. We do
Yeah, but they had that in game number 1 as well, and they didn't really use it like that. Anyway,
Yes.
Tychus is starting the siege camp in the bot lane, because in the bot lane there's the first tribute. Meanwhile, the blue team should be doing that bruiser camp, and Anduin is soloing this bruiser camp like... Why is Anduin soloing this bruiser camp?
Because Enduin is not a wussy. Enduin
Fair
is a
enough.
big boy, he can do it himself.
He has a huge sword.
Takes that, Varian.
Anyway, Greymane comes around and helps them clear out this mercenary camp.
A boy and his dog. Just enjoying
That's
some
rude.
bonding time together.
Now, will the red team clear out this bruiser camp first, or will they start on their own bruiser camps? Looks like they are starting their bruiser camp first, with Tychus and Joanna joining in on that fun.
Actually, I really like the change in order from the side of Special Fear of Clownability. That way you save the siege camp to distract your opponent during the first objective.
Well, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do in this map. If the objective is in your lane, you're supposed to take the siege camp down, and if it's not in your lane, then you save the siege camp for when the objective is announced-ish.
Yep.
Like, you should be doing it right now, and then you cap it at 15 seconds, was it?
Maybe. The point is, you want it on the lane, pushing the lane when the objective hits, because that way
not
there's a
capping
maximum
it, however.
amount of time getting distracted. However, STC get a little bit too tangled in defending mid lane to really try and go for the camp. So...
I mean, that is the purpose of capturing the bruiser camp on the red side after you capture the siege camp, to distract a bit, but this was a lot of
Nosnary?
distraction.
Gonna get W, but not much else. Bunch of damage put into the Leoric, while Brightwing is gonna try to 1v1 the Falstad. Because Brightwing is not scared.
Brightwing has heals, Falstad does not. It's clear
Yeah.
who's winning that trade.
See? Swan gonna lose a lot of HP. Johanna actually not having any mana to play around with Gaslow. Not feeling too great either. GM goes in. There's going to be a heal from the Brightwing, and everything is fine again. The lanes are gonna push for... Well, the mid is gonna push for the blue side. There's going to be an interrupt, surely. Yes, there will, but here is a stun as well. Tychus doing a lot of damage to the Merdin. However, Johanna presses D, walks forwards menacingly, and nothing can happen to her.
Joanna does have the fountain available, so she might be able to drink
Just
a
for
bit
the
from
mana.
there.
Yeah.
Well,
Eloname gonna get interrupted again. Kelthas gonna get engaged on. That's quite a bit of damage. Is that enough for Hauki Gaming?
Nope. But I do think that the red team will have to give over this tribute, because Falstad has... not Falstad, Gaslow has already left the premises, so... The 5v4 fight is
To
not
be fair,
easy
they
to
have
take.
lost the entire wall in the mid lane. Might as well just defend the fort and the well, more importantly, because those wells are
Not
a
yet
thing to lose.
invulnerable. Next
Yes.
match. Next match.
I know, right? Anyway, teams pretty equally on the experience. Honestly, the only thing between those teams that is important is the fact that the blue side is ahead by 1 tribute, which honestly can be fixable.
Yeah, if you capture the next tribute, although the next tribute is on the blue side, and once again in the bot lane, so the red team is capturing the siege camp off cooldown, because...
And the blue side actually look at Noznary, he's taken the camp and then he went off of the point and then he went and backed just to have full HP and mana and then he returned to time the camp correctly.
Yeah,
That's
around
going
15
to be...
seconds. That sounds about right.
Turks could be an issue, but Johanna before level 10 doesn't really have those big stuns to start the fight with.
Even after level 10, her stuns
Even
are
after level
kind
10.
of level lackluster.
Because people don't really go for the shield nowadays.
And it doesn't look like the red team
Adam's Yoda
wants to
starting
go
to
for-
channels. There's an interrupt from the Johanna, but there's a rechannel again, and this time around they don't tend to force the issue. However, Gaslow still in the top lane, still vibing, still clearing out the things.
You don't really want to force that issue here. It's a really bad position for the red team, and they don't really
Brightwing?
have...
Brightwing? What's that? Why are you getting face
Oh.
checking?
Oh, it's safe. Brightwing is safe.
That was close.
Yeah, I don't know if Brightwing should have drank from the pool right there. Could have hearthed and used that trade to come back into initiation by Joanna, walking in with that condemn, and people just
Honestly-
walk out. And nothing
Honestly,
really
this game is a lot more low-key than the previous few ones, I think, but the teams are actually doing some very good macro decisions, and the game is, in general, is just looking pretty well so far. Like, even though not a lot of team fighting actually happened, the teams are playing well, collecting their
Look at what
experience, taking
Joanna's
camps.
doing. Joanna's checking if the blue team is starting their boss already, because the tribute is on the red side of the map. But
And right as she
just-
leaves, they start the boss, because they
Exactly.
do have the Gust, they do have the Light Bombs, they do have the Entomb, they do have all of those tools to keep the enemy away. And the red team recognizes this. They take the tribute and go immediately on their boss as well. Pretty nice speed chess from the teams.
Yeah, both teams clearing the boss rather quickly. Greymane. Now, will the blue team try and invade, or will they just start the push in the bot lane?
Now, the red team will be at a disadvantage because of this bruise camp being taken earlier, which does mean that they are losing 2 lanes and not 1. Gonna go
Exactly.
clear that one out, and then maybe... Yeah, and then probably try to defend the fort, even if there is anything to defend.
Don't you think they want to flank around and try to go for a flank around with a Joanna? That feels so bad.
What do you mean? Johanna on a flank is fun. You have that big canister that does nothing.
Falstad
coming
used
out of the
flight
bushes?
to go into the top lane, so he does not have that global available to come back into the bot lane. Now, does the red team know this? I don't think they do, so they will be cursed.
I think they
interrupt
could
today.
have noticed, but they did not realize that Anduin was channeling already, so that's going to be our first curse. And that curse is going to be on the side of Clownability. Alanine
Yes,
in the top lane,
indeed.
picking up the XP, Leoric in the mid lane actually trying to do some damage to the fort.
This
and in the
bottom
bottom?
fort is probably dead, even with 4 heroes hanging around. Maybe.
I mean, the bottom fort should probably die because 3 people are pushing it if they don't overcommit.
I'd rather have the red team send someone in the top lane to try and defend there a bit.
Yeah, the wall is already dead, and I think that's going to be at least the well, if not even the fort itself.
Nice damage onto the Muradin. I heard a cursed bullet flying somewhere, but nothing much happening.
Meanwhile, Gaslow finally gives up on the mid lane, and
Goes into
that
the
means...
top lane, which is probably dead now, because nobody defended that.
Yeah, unfortunately, went to mid lane a little bit too slow, went to top lane a little bit too slow, so Hauki Gamin taking a few very minuscule but rather annoying misplays in timing. And now Leoric showing up in the bot lane because it's a 4v3, there's an Entomb, Pumax gets stuck between the Entomb and the wall here, so he couldn't actually move anywhere. That's a nasty
3
position to be
kills
in.
going over to the side of Clownability. Immediately going for an invade onto the siege camp and probably pushing with that one into the bot lane keep wall.
Indeed. So, we do
Losing
have...
3 forts into the first curse. That's rough.
That's gonna sting a lot, but the game is not over yet, despite the bad feel from the first objective. You can still definitely come back. You're not too far behind, I'd say, on the experience, just a level and a half, which, okay, they are
Pretty
behind
far
on
behind,
experience.
Josh.
Look, don't you know that there's this thing called narrative, where you're supposed to make games sound exciting and close? They're basically one team fight away from winning it all. Come on.
They're not out of it. I'm not saying it like that. They're definitely behind though. And now we will see what the next point of contention is. Will it be the tribute, which will have a minute and a half cooldown because the curse has just ended? Or will they try and push in this top lane?
I would love them to push out the top lane because the curse tribute fight will be against level 16, which means that they are fighting at a level disadvantage, which not necessarily something that I would want to do if anything else on the map is equal, and you are losing on the map as well, so...
Yeah, I don't think they want to go for this tribute, and that's one of the good things about losing a curse. The enemy now needs 3 more captures before they get their next curse.
Yay!
Never mind. Anyway, points are equal once again, and still a level to go for the red team to get their level 16.
Gaslow is up top soaking, which means that in the bot lane there's a 5v4. They could potentially try to engage on Kel'Thas. I think he was definitely in the Entomb range, but Leoric preferring to play a little bit more patiently.
Yeah, and look at the red team having to hang around as 4 men. Even Gaslow joining in here. That's a lot of resources.
You know what's the funniest part about this one? Is that there was a Merdin and the Leoric standing in the bush, and then only Leoric exited. So you think that no one is in the bush because someone has just left it, but there's still a Merdin who can engage you once you overextend. Very cheeky idea.
Next tribute called, and again, the red team still behind a talent, not a level.
I'm not worrying about the tribute, I'm worrying about the boss. Look at this position. They are either trying to find a pick or trying to bait boss, and I think that both situations, if they work out, gives them the boss.
Check. Don't face it. Oh, there were 3 people in that bush.
Good check. Good check.
Very good check by
That was
Joanna.
very needed. But I don't think they get an interrupt now.
And this is.
She does get an interrupt. Nice.
Blue side
However,
tribute.
yes, they don't get much besides that, and it's just much ado about nothing.
Phoenix used, Odin used. That's a lot of ultimates pressed by the by the red team. Excuse me.
Yeah, they really want to fight, but they don't get anything, and that's the issue because now they have used 2 of their ultimates essentially for nothing.
Yeah, now they probably won't have Odin for the start of the next tribute. That's going to hurt quite a bit.
So the first boss was pretty effectively traded 1-for-1. When will the teams go for the second one? Do you think it's time?
Blue team right out now, and the red team should try to sniff this out. Because if the blue team gets this and they don't get their own boss...
Swan is slowly approaching, but he's approaching slowly. He's approaching too slowly for it to matter.
It's too late.
Yep.
Falstad has the gust, and the
However,
boss is
they are
taken.
trying to fight. That's going to be a bit of damage, but the Entomb is up. The Entomb catches the
not here.
Kel'Thas. There's
This
a
is
jump.
fucking
There's a
horrible.
stun on 2. That's going to be a dead Kel'Thas. Surely will. No, the heals from the Brighton will be enough. A little name not feeling too great with that flame bomb. Nosnori getting damaged a little bit as well. However, Hauki Gamin can't really fight. They need to go take the curse because it is the third tribute for
I
them.
don't
They
like
have
what
to
this
go
Gaslow
defensive
was doing.
lanes.
Gaslow was in the top lane, then the team started fighting while the tribute spawned. He didn't capture the tribute, walked all the way to the bot lane, then arrived at the fight, which was already over, and now they gave away the curse to the blue team.
And now we're taking the boss during the curse. The thing that many people shouted, but it doesn't matter because the game is paused. So, how far should I yeet you? Why are you throwing?
Please don't yeet me. That's dangerous. I'm calling
Yeah,
Pizza right now.
But why are you losing the game? You're supposed to reverse sweeps. That's a narrative. Come on.
It's not nice to eat people.
We haven't lost yet. We can still come back from this.
Do you see the
over.
game?
Yes. No. Yes.
And why? Why are you doing this?
I don't
Why you
know. I don't know what's going around in my head. I'm just
Actually,
a
no.
whale or shark, whatever.
Screw me. Why do you do this to your fans? They want you to win. Oh, we're in game, right?
Curse is going for 1 more minute, and meanwhile, blue team on the boss. Red team can't really fight into this, even if they wanted to.
And honestly, people don't like it when teams go boss during the curse, but I feel like this is started early enough for it to actually matter during the curse, so I think it's a good option all in all. However, no one's going bot to try and figure out that keep and take it down immediately, so...
Yeah, and the red team does have a siege camp in that bot lane, so that bot lane is probably safe during this curse. Now, will this top keep be safe, is the question.
Well, there's a Phoenix which will time out now, so that's the ultimates used by the side of Hauki Gamin. Clowns still have all 5.
Yeah, okay,
And-
so this keep is dead.
They aren't going to end, and I don't think that you really want to end here. You do want to take as many keeps down as possible, maybe find the level 20 before you try and take that big fight for the game, for the series, for the cup.
The red team, however, looks like they are able to hold on to this mid keep by a sliver.
And didn't actually lose any relevant HP on the core as well, so that's good.
But now, they are a level 20 talent behind. Joanna taking a lot of damage out of Gamin's Curse Bullet and auto attacks.
So... And no, STC got in, but there's a Divine Shield, there's a Gust. Oh my god. They
Joanna's
don't get to do...
stuck onto the keep.
Murdin Light Bombs 3, there's an Entomb with a Silence on the Gazlo, on the Kel'Thas. Kel'Thas is not able to do anything now. But
Nobody's
he's not
fallen
dead.
yet.
He's not dead yet, and no one is actually dead yet. What? Hold up. Thank you. Finally. At least someone gets the common decency of dying.
Tychus, hold my grenade. Anyway,
At least someone. Come on.
2 keeps down, and the bottom keep on the blue side on the red side isn't looking too healthy. So they're still behind, but there's still a fighting chance for Hauki Gaming.
But that was a team fight against level 20s that they just won. And bought themselves a little bit more time. And also, we have talked about this earlier. Getting cursed just means that your opponent needs to take 3 more tributes.
Yeah,
So-
indeed. So what you're saying is that the red team is actually ahead.
The red team definitely has enough time to get level 20. The red team definitely has enough time to find a team fight on equal standing. Huh?
They forgot to capture the bottom siege camp, and now the blue team just walk up to it and took it.
I mean, to be fair, we are getting very loopy as well, and we have just been talking. 0 overkill grenade. Oh lord,
Oh,
that's
that's
just chef's kiss.
That's very nice.
That's just
Because that's hold my
you'll love
grenade.
to see that.
Anyway, blue team trying to set up a trap, and Joanna's just walking into it.
Why are you trying to set up a trap if your first thing that you do is just gust everyone away? How does that work?
Odin has been popped, so maybe they don't really want this
Ooh,
fight,
Zaintrap.
actually.
The Odin interrupt was a little bit too late, but there comes Entomb. The Gravel Bomb misses on everyone, but the Entomb is right on the target, which is the Kel'Thas, because he's the only one whose silence is relevant, actually.
You're
Leoric.
taking a lot of damage out of this kill file,
And
by the way.
Hauki Gamin are actually winning this fight, but they're losing their core soon TM. The question is, will they be able to win this fight and stop fighting quickly enough for them to stop dropping the core? They do
Yeah,
get
I
the
think
tribute,
they do.
and they
Oh,
do get to
Kil'Thas,
get
you
out.
don't want to harp
Kel'Thas?
there. Kil'Thas.
Kel'Thas? Kel'Thas? Ah!
Oh, misses! No,
So close.
just too late.
74? 58?
Oh my god, that's a lot of... I didn't
48?
realize it was more than...
45? That was 2 lanes worth of grenades and also 2 camps. 42 is where the thing stops, and their opponents are going straight for the boss, finding the silence in Tomb while the enemies are back defending, killing the Johanna, killing the Brightwing, killing the Tychus.
Oh no. Oh, this
I want
game's
it all.
over.
I want it now. There's only one question that I want to ask. Is this clownable? Is this clownable?
I mean, Joanna's back in 40 seconds, still winnable.
Is this clownable?
No, the core's not dead yet.
Red team's core.
It's pretty over, isn't it?
The answer is yes, everything is clownable. But
Everything's
not by this
clownable.
team, as a special theory of clownability. Get your Division 6 win. Here's to Samu to discuss with us the entire series, I guess.
In the GG special... Oh, I pressed... No, okay, Yosh was muted. Alright, GG to special clown ability as they managed to win game number 5 in the end.
Yes, a 5-game series. A very enjoyable series to watch. But they did take the victory in the end.
A very interesting one through and through. I think the first few games were quite stompy. I did not expect Hauki Gamin to pull it through with 2 very close victories, but in the end, special theory of clownability remembered how to win and remembered how to stomp their opponents.
Wasn't the
8 to 2. 8 to 2
enough.
was a stomp.
Enough.
Right. So, yeah. Congratulations to the theory of clownability. Commiserations to Renai Clan and to Hauki Gaming.
Right, with this we will have a winner's interview.
Oh, right, we get to interview people. Oh, Lord, I get to interview people. I don't know how to do that. Ah!
Just
Hello,
use
guys.
word, Josh.
I was instructed to use words. Hello, guys. Who are you and why are you here?
We're here because we're the best damn team in Division 6!
Yes!
Well said, well said.
Oh my god, what a... I know I can't swear here, so what a bloody series.
It's just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Alright, GG's. Congratulations for winning the Division 6 Cup. And first of all, as common for every interview, the man, the myth, the legend. You heard him today already. He's back for the interview again. Welcome, Patman.
Good evening, everybody. And much like Mariah Carey, every season I get brought out to say, as many people would think, more or less the same thing. So it will come a surprise to many when I say the following words. Come on! Oh, I can't believe that it is this time of the year where I have to be giving Noz, as well as the others, yet another medal. I think they already have too many. And it is with great reluctance that I have to say congratulations to the special theory of clownability for winning Division 6 against my best wishes. Of course, I mean, living up to their name almost there at the end of the series. A huge applause needs to be given to Hauki Gaming for putting up an incredible fight at the end there. It's going to be rough to be losing the finals in any case, but particularly hard after such a strong comeback. They're almost making it a much more pleasant evening for myself. And with that, of course, comes the spoils. To the victors of Division 6, as I alluded to previously, you are our winners of Division 6, and as a result, you have earned the right to not just the highest quality plastic that Heroes Lounge can afford, but also the highest quality metal this year, as Heroes Lounge can afford.
Oh my
as all
God.
of you will, yes, of course, be receiving medals in some point in the near future, or not so near future, as the case may be for many. So please, we'll be getting in contact with you afterwards in order to arrange that. If you'd like to know what they look like, just please just get in contact with Noz. He already knows. Again, a huge congratulations. And before I go, as usual, I want to give a massive shout out to everyone behind the scenes that makes it possible. I don't think it's quite clear when looking at the stream to know the number of people which go into making a production like this actually work. The number of moderators, organizers, technical people behind the scenes that you never get to see or hear. It's truly incredible to be watching these series for an amateur series like this. So a huge applause to everyone there. You know who you are. And thank you so much. And with that, I will hang my head away and leave the special theory of Clownability to enjoy your Division 6 winners interview from the playoffs. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Pepman. I'm sure that was very difficult for you, so I appreciate it.
You have words cannot describe. Congratulations again. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, I was supposed to use this time to figure out some questions. Oh lord.
Okay, first question. How did you go about the teams? Right, never picked first pick once. What strategy did you use while deciding for which map to go?
Well, we only chose one map, and that was because there was only 3 maps left up, and BOE was our best map all season. So we figured we'd just take that away because we didn't really have much of a preference on the other 2. So we said we'd just pick it. We'd won it every single other game we played in the season. So of course we actually lost in it tonight. But yeah, no, it was just we liked the map. The other 3, I don't know. You'd have to ask the Finns for that.
Alright, then like the first 2 games look pretty strong from yours. Was it already the feeling like, yeah, we got the series in our hands, we already won sort of feeling, or was it still?
Up until Erin's internet started playing up, we were feeling quite confident because Erin's our shot caller, right? She's totally integral to the team, and I think as we demonstrated in games 3 and 4, when she dropped off comms, we somewhat fall apart without her. So. You know, it went from a feeling of quiet confidence to near panic in a very short space of time. But I think we rallied the death and flushed it out. We were very happy. Yeah.
So what happened in Game 5? Did Tofu join the voice channel again?
Nope. That was all us.
She joined the voice channel between the games to give us a bit of a bollocking to let us know that we're clowns.
I actually did give out to them.
Yeah. She accused us of not knowing the basic maths.
Actually, in Game 5, basically everyone was short calling. Go to objective this, we can sacrifice that to push bot, for example. So basically, Nos, Jimmy, Krasnolud, everyone was actually short calling in that game, and I think it worked out quite well because we are heavily playing macro in that 5 game, which is something that we usually didn't do basically entire season, and it worked out incredible.
Well, your
It's
also
macro
funny
game looked
that-
amazing, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's interesting you guys think that because honestly, between us two, we have thought, between us three even, sorry Samu, between us three, we have figured out that you guys were more macro-oriented in your playstyle compared to your
With Tofu,
opponents today.
obviously, we can go macro heavily because she's going to shot call us. But without her, that's why we picked BOE, by the way, because we wanted to brawl, and we didn't felt confident about macro play. And after we lost that, I mean, we just reset, and we played that game 5 basically. In my eyes, it was really perfect because even if we are losing the fight, we disengaged quite well. So it was really good at the end.
At least now for next season, we know we can play macro if we want to. We don't have to just smork.
Yes,
Fair, I guess.
Walking's quite fun though.
It is, yeah. It's Heroes of the Storm are playing, not League or Dota or something like that.
It's
Macro,
a hero brawler after all. So gotta brawl.
Indeed. Any more questions from you, Josh or Skizorok?
How clownable was game 5 after you got the 3-man wipe with the boss?
What 3-man wipe with the boss?
When you wiped the enemy team, how clownable did you still think?
Oh, yeah.
Everything is clownable.
Everything is
It is
clownable.
it's the special theory of clownability. E is equal to MC squared. Everything is massively clownable.
Wait, but I thought that E equals MC squared means engage equals mind control squared.
That was game 1, all right, yeah. But the rest of the time, everything is massively clownable.
Aye,
Yeah.
that's good. I think I'm out of questions then.
I was also not.
All
I
right.
also have no more questions.
Any shout-outs from you guys?
Absolutely. First and foremost, huge shout out to Hauki. Fantastic series this evening. And both teams, we've had a really good relationship with Hauki all through the season. They've come to watch our streams whenever we've been playing. We've casted a few of their games. We've screamed against these guys. So Torila to everybody on Hauki. Thanks very much for a fantastic series. That was the best banger series we've seen all season. So huge shout out to them. Big shout out to Al O'Name, who stepped in as a substitute for us when Tofu dropped out as well. Thank you very much, Al.
Hey.
Massive thanks as well to our coach Stuxy, who's been a fantastic help to us all season. Those are the ones that are jumping out to me. I don't know if I've missed anybody.
Thanks to you, Noz, for captaining. Thanks to Erin for bringing us all together. Because we wouldn't have all known each other without her stream in the first place.
True.
Thanks to Adam for being the most ridiculous support in the world. Thanks to Extras for the incredible offlaning. So many great engages when I clowned it up all the time.
And thanks to you too, Jimmy.
Oh, thanks.
For your devilish good looks.
100% win rate May.
True.
By the way.
For making enemies waste the ban on May every single game.
All right.
And thanks to you guys for casting.
Indeed.
It is our
You probably don't want to rewatch the series with our cast, honestly.
Oh, your shit talking has that bad. Okay.
And actually, sorry, a huge thanks to Samu, Trans, behind the scenes, Eric's as well, everybody who's doing all the work off stream. Thank you very much to you guys too for putting on a fantastic show for both the Div 7 and Div 6 finals. It's been great today.
All right, it was a pleasure. Thank you for letting us cast your beautiful series against Hauki Gaming. Thank you for joining us for winners interview. And hopefully see you guys next season, or partly, or in different ways, at least.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Congratulations.
Have
Have fun out there.
nice evening.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, right. With that said, everything set and done for today. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Skeezer, for joining me today. Any shoutouts from you guys?
Yes, I'd say that I do want to shout out first of all Fierce the Lornados, the team that has made me feel like a finalist for an hour yesterday, which was a very interesting feeling, especially after it went away. Thanks to the launch for existing. Thanks to you guys for honestly just sharing things, sharing moments from the stream, because not many people do that. Not many people clip amazing plays. Not many people look at and just share the experience, which is very unfortunate and makes some things harder to do in launch. thanks for the teams for their amazing games. The games today were really great. Both of them, both series were good. Thanks to Skirzorg for being able to withstand me for 3 hours. Thanks to you, Samu, for being able to withstand me for 3 hours, and the yes guys for some other time. And yeah, I think that might be it from me, at least. Oh,
Yeah,
and
I don't
thanks
have much
the
to
Shark
add.
for-
Yeah, I want to shout out like Yoshi Shark for withstanding his assault during all that. It couldn't have been easy, but he withstood it. So
Alright, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you also. A big shout out to Transparent and Hauki earlier for joining me. Big thanks to everyone who will join me tomorrow, and big thanks, of course, to everyone behind the scene. It was great fun again casting, and see you guys hopefully all tomorrow again. Bye bye.
Have fun.
Bye.
Curation, but it helps. Meanwhile, Chromie manages to catch out the Lunara, and because it is Lunara, one big blast of sand is enough to eliminate the deer from the map. Turbot tries to engage on Krasnul, only gets dragged as a response, and that's going to be a 4th kill for Clowns. Leaving Noznori in the bot lane to clean the wave. The Clowns are moving to the top side. There's going to be a drag, there's going to be a sleep on 2. It doesn't matter too much because